disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Alright, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena open panel show. That's right, anybody can join. The link is in the description, but I'm gonna post it in the chat as well. So give me 2 seconds. There we go. Join the voice channel. Joining it right now. So yeah, anybody can join. Can talk about anything related to boxing, obviously. And well, first of all, let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see who we got here. We have Punch Smollett, Don Ramon Champ, Punchy Smollett, Hard Recoil, Iceman, Giuseppe de la Roca. Who else? Phil Bollins, Andre Shooter, of course. Hard Recoil, Super Anderson Aldo, Reverend Pickles. Guys, welcome to the show. You can join the voice channel on Discord if you want right now. I don't know if I can call people through here. I think I can. Fuck. Oh shit, somebody's there. Yo, what's up?
Hello, how's it going, Bucho? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, is this David?
This is David.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Oh man, not bad. It's a good Friday. I'm currently home recovering from the China virus. Actually,
shit.
you know, it's been about 2 days. Even though my symptoms are mild, so thankfully that's some positivity out of it. So I
Were
very
you,
much listen to the show.
Were you triple vaccinated?
No, I did not get the booster. I got one shot a year ago, so I became, I got one because they told me all you needed was one, and I refused to get the booster because they told me all you need is one. So I did what they said, and it is what it is. I suffer the consequence, but yes.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're not that bad. And who else do we have here? Anderson, welcome to the show. Hey guys, I wanted to start talking about Tyson Fury. Actually, I was going to do a special show to only focus on Tyson Fury, but since it's Friday and we have the open panel, I was like, I don't want to change things. But anyways, guys, Tyson Fury, there's rumors he wants to fight this UFC guy. And
yes,
Francis I'm getting fed up. I'm getting fed up with Tyson Fury, man. I like Tyson Fury, because he beat Deontay Wilder. I like the attitude that he brings to the sport. But like I think Steve Kim said on the last show, or when he was on, he said he's not something along the lines like he's not a great heavyweight champion. In the sense he's not acting like a champion, like a heavyweight champion. You know what I mean? Like, when the fuck is he gonna fight Dylan White? when the fuck is he fight? No, he wants to fight a UFC fighter. And remember Tyson Fury? He's always wearing that suit jacket. That has all those champs. I think it's the names of champs of pictures of former heavyweight champions, lineal heavyweight champions. So he's like he has it on that jacket. He's acting like he's like this. The hair of all these great champions. He's not even acting like a champion. Who has he defended the title against?
Only Wilder. Every other time he's been stripped, and then he won the WBC back against Wilder, and then he's only defended it against him. So
it's
embarrassing. It's a very poor championship reign on both ends.
I would forgive him from fighting for fighting a UFC fighter if he actually had like 5 title defenses against good opposition, something like that, but not at this point.
I mean, even if he just became the undisputed champ, with Usyk lying around, and remember, he has 3 out of the 4 belts, forget the lineal, because really, in my opinion, right, Fury retired. He basically gave that lineal title up, in my opinion. Like, in my view, AJ, in Fury's absence, he fought the same man that Fury fought to get the lineal. And in my opinion, he fought a better version and did it better. He stopped him. So, and then he went on to lose to Usyk. So, in my opinion, really, Usyk is the top dog.
Right, and going back to what you said about that Klitschko that fought Fury, the Klitschko that fought AJ, you're right, because that Klitschko that fought AJ was much more aggressive. And obviously, not obviously, but I think that Vladimir Klitschko learned from that Fury fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he had to be a little bit, he should have taken more risks. And that's what he did against AJ.
I don't even know if it was just risk. I mean, just look at the way he moved. Like, throughout his whole entire career, he was called like a big stiff guy. Fury called him a big stiff idiot, right? But in the AJ fight, he was moving around like a light heavyweight or something. It was honestly, shocking to see, considering the rest of his whole career, and that he was at his oldest in that fight. That was his last fight before he retired. But he moved the best throughout his whole career in that fight.
Yeah, it's true. It definitely was a different Klitschko in there. Somebody says Fury can do whatever he wants. I mean, of course he can do whatever he wants, but we're the consumers.
That doesn't really mean much.
I mean, like a restaurant can offer whatever type of food and shitty service they want, but
Errol Spence can do whatever he wants. He can duck Terrence Crawford, if that's your opinion about it. He can continue to duck because he can do whatever he wants, right? Since we're just using that talking point, I guess.
Yeah. Somebody said Iron Fist in the chat says Vladimir could always move like that, but did not do it very often.
I don't think he needed to as well.
I mean, he's fighting guys like heavy guys like Samuel Peters and stuff like that. I don't really think he needed. Although that fight was shit.
But Fury is very disappointing because he, obviously it's obvious that he's a great fighter and that he could be a great champion, in my opinion. He could go on a solid reign, like these past 5 years or however many, was it 2015 when they won the belt? So that's now 7 years. It's obvious he's champion now, so he could have been reigning that whole time, having multiple defenses. He could have fought AJ by now, Wilder as well earlier on. Maybe a Klitschko rematch, because that was supposed to happen. And then he had his whole mental breakdown. But he didn't. He just didn't. And so it is very disappointing.
There's no commitment. He acts like he already accomplished everything in the heavyweight division. Like
Wait, go ahead.
No, just quickly. He's acting like he could just retire and he would be in the Hall of Fame or something.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, if you like Fury, right, and you don't view him like getting stripped of the belts, technically he is the undisputed champ, because 3 belts that Usyk have are the ones that he held when he beat Vladimir. It's the same exact ones, besides the lineal and the IBO. But in
Don't
his
even
mind,
mention
he
the
probably
IBO.
does view himself as undisputed because he got the WBC when he beat Wilder. So he might be done. He doesn't seem interested in Usyk, or he might be avoiding him purposely. I don't know which one it is, but him calling out Ngannou, it's starting to look like he doesn't want to fight him more than not interested in it. Because what does Ngannou bring to the table
Besides money?
I mean, like
Would
his
that
next
even?
fight.
Yeah.
Ngannou's next fight, right? I don't know if you know much about UFC. He's fighting
No.
a very technical fighter, and there's a very high chance that he might lose. And if it seems like Fury's putting all his eggs in this one basket, when that's a 50-50 fight, it might go out the window when he loses, and then there's no money in that fight. So it's very troublesome to see him, begging for that fight almost.
And how much buys would that fight make? Because I think that we're through
It
with
would
this.
probably be big.
It
would
could
probably
be big,
be
but
big, I
how
will be
big? Like,
honest.
I think we've seen it before. We saw what happened with Mayweather and McGregor, right? Like, it was a mismatch. Why would this be any different? That's what I'm asking myself.
To credit to Ngannou's credit, right? He probably has the best chance out of any UFC fighter to go into boxing because, I don't know if you saw this earlier in the BDA chat, but I actually posted a video about his boxing trainer. I forgot the dude. The dude with dreads, right? He's trained Big Baby Miller and Eric Molina. It's like a black dude with dreads. Forget his name, but he was comparing Ngannou's power, which officially is the hardest puncher in the world recorded, and that's like the selling point for him. But he actually has fairly average power, but most people don't think that.
But is that enough to beat Tyson Fury? I mean, sure, that might work in the UFC. I mean, that's what we were saying about McGregor. He's like, if not the best striker in the UFC, in the MMA world. And what happened when he stepped up against Mayweather? He looked completely amateurish.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that fight is he changed his punch technique for some reason. So, like, none of his punches had any power. Not saying that he would hit harder than Floyd, but you can rewatch that fight. Like, he tapped his nose. Like, he didn't put anything into those punches as much as he does in the UFC. Mm-hmm. And the thing that they're talking about with this Ngannou fight is that they're going to be wearing UFC gloves, apparently. Or at least they're
it's even more of a fucking circus.
But that if we're serious about this fight, if they're both serious, it does become, I'm going to be honest, it does become a bit intriguing because Ngannou does hit hard. He's not as hard a hitter as people think he is, especially when compared to boxers. But with MMA gloves, you're not going to be able to block the same way. Like a high guard isn't going to be nearly as, good in MMA gloves. And in those first few rounds, Ngannou is very fast for his size. He's about 260, 270, which is the same as Fury, but unlike Fury, he's not like a tub of lard. He's like all muscle, and he's very quick, and that is a bit concerning because
it sounds like it sounds like you're trying to sell us this fight.
I'm not saying that I want to see this fight, but I'm gonna be honest, right? There is more intrigue than Mayweather and McGregor. Right. I will be honest, because I do know MMA.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to see this fight. I want to see Usyk, and I'm saying that it's bullshit, and he's avoiding Usyk. But I will be honest, there is some intrigue.
All right, I get it. All right, well, listen, I wouldn't mind again seeing that fight, but that would be if Fury at least had some defenses of those fucking belts, man, or that belt actually.
Yeah, he needs to fight Usyk. That's all he needs to fight, in my opinion.
Well, Dylan White as well. Listen, come on. Dylan White deserves his fucking title shot, man. It's been how many years now?
He has one of the best resumes.
He deserves his shot at Wilder, in my opinion. I mean, when you're a new champion, you don't necessarily deserve to give anyone that, especially since that's just my opinion. Wilder should have given him that shot. There's not really much of a say for Fury. He should have a shot, but Wilder robbed him of that less than Fury, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. All right, somebody else want to say something?
I mean, what do you mean by, like, because Fury's in the position now. He has the belt. And I understand Wilder definitely should have given him a shot probably 3 years ago. But Fury has the belt now. And he doesn't have a scheduled fight. I know the politics are getting in the way of that, but no matter who has the belt, White deserves his shot. And I don't think we should give Fury a pass for this.
Did you not hear me? I literally said White deserves a shot.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I heard you. I definitely do.
Okay.
But like, I think that when you put out that narrative, especially for like Wilder fanboys and people like that, like they're all just gonna go over to Tyson Fury, and I just think that all as a boxing community, we should hold Tyson Fury to that same standard we held Wilder to. Because I remember there were many people who were getting on Wilder saying, fight White, fight White, fight White, which I thought he should have. And now with its Fury, I hear there's fans saying like, oh, Fury deserves to do what he wants. And, as BDA was saying earlier, he's made one title defense. And as him being a champion, even back when he had the 3 belts, he only made one title defense. So
he never made a defense of the 3 belts. He instantly
but I'm talking about like since he's been a champion, not even just because back he had the IBF, the WBO. He did make a title defense then, but he made one title defense since he's had the WBC. So he's had one title defense since being a heavyweight champion. Either time he was champion. That's what I'm saying. Like I think we really got to get on him to fight White. Like I'm not really into getting into the money and the splits and all that, but I just think we really need to see this fight. And if you look at Dylan White's resume, say what you want about him, he still has one of the better resumes in the heavyweight division.
For sure.
Whether they were sloppy wins or not, he got through them. I just think he deserves a shot.
He definitely does. For sure.
I just want to say, bro, fuck Fury.
Yeah.
Fuck Wilder. And all them fucking heavyweights, bro. Fuck them all.
Not
I mean, would you hop in the ring? You're saying fuck them, but would you hop in the ring and do what they do?
I mean, they get paid millions of dollars, so yeah.
I mean,
I would do. I'd do it if I get paid like 20 million or some shit. Yeah.
I mean, but to the guy who's
100,000, dude.
I do it. I do it for 10 right now.
There you go, man. So listen, these guys are getting paid. We have the right to criticize these guys, especially when they're not performing. Tyson Fury, like, listen, the heavyweight champ is supposed to be the face of boxing. He's supposed to be like the guy, the king of the sport. And Tyson Fury, fuck, man, what the fuck is this guy doing? What is he doing, man? He's not doing shit.
Facts,
He's
Bucho.
sitting around.
Hey, Bucho, this is my new Discord, bro. I lost the password for the other one, carnal.
Okay, that's why you got a different pick. All right.
Yeah, bro. This is the new one. Agrégalo, bro.
All right, let me do it.
Ora, pa.
So yeah, I'm just ranting about Tyson. Anybody else wants to talk about Tyson Fury? Your thoughts on the guy not defending the titles? Listen, he only has one title defense against Wilder, and let's say you wanna count those the lineal title defenses. Who do you have? You have what's his name again? Like the guy.
What did you say? Can you repeat that though? Like
if Fury, because Fury has only one title defense, right? That's a title defense of the WBC belt. But if you want to count all the fights that he has had after he won the lineal title against Klitschko,
bunch of bombs.
Who do you have in there?
You got Wallen, fucking. That's the only dude I remember. Honestly,
Wallen,
the dude that cut his eye.
Those fat guys he fought after Klitschko when he made the comeback.
Tom Swartz, and then the other fat
something
people.
Like that. Pianera, whatever. And then 3 fights against Fury. 3 fights against Wilder.
Yeah, Walden's really Walden and Wilder are really the only really notable names, and it really depends on how you look at Walden too, because he's still kind of proving himself on that top level of the heavyweights. So yeah, Fury hasn't really done anything since he's been a champion. Either eras of him being champion, by the way, either reigns.
And another thing too, we wouldn't even know his name if that cut didn't happen. To be honest, we would because we're boxing fans, but I mean,
casuals would.
Was his claim to fame, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Without that, he got, what was it, 8-4 or something? It was a clear fight, a clear win. So it wasn't a great fight.
Clear.
But there's also something weird with Fury and his family, his entourage. After he beat Wilder the third time, or even the second time as well. I think his father was saying like, well, he should retire now. He shouldn't fight AJ. Well, I'm like, why is he saying that? Why are they all acting like Fury has accomplished everything he can? Like he doesn't need to fight Dylan White. He doesn't need to fight Usyk. He doesn't need to fight AJ. What's up with that?
I don't.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I don't agree with what their dad was saying, but it's similar to what someone was saying earlier. They might view it because he's had all 4 belts, not all at once, but he's got all 4 belts. They might already view him to be the guy, which, you know, we all don't agree with, but I don't know. I guess it's some kind of delusion within the family. I'm not going to critique them when it comes to that. That's just them.
Oh, he never had all those 4 belts at the same time.
No, he hasn't.
But he never lost them in the ring, essentially. So he still views himself as the champ of all the organizations. You know,
if Fury didn't go on that hiatus, and he would be undisputed if he didn't go on that hiatus.
Well, what
he
if?
would still have the belt.
How do we know that though?
I mean, yeah, we don't know. First of all, and it's a hypothetical, maybe. But
No, because his first fight that he came back in, I think, was Wilder, or a couple fights after that, right? So, and he beat Wilder. So, say he still had the belts, and he fought those 2 guys, those 2 bums, then fought Wilder, he would be undisputed.
Wait, what do you mean? Because Wilder was like his 3rd fight back, I believe. He had 2 fights before that.
Yeah, but I'm saying he beat all those guys, right? So he would be, and Wilder's for WBC, and if he still had those belts, he would have been undisputed.
But he doesn't.
I'm saying if he did, that's all.
Okay, but who cares? What if? I mean, what if?
Yeah, what is? Like, he should have defended the 3 belts.
Yeah. You know what I think
he had
it is, I think it's they're trying to breed scarcity where there isn't any. You know, they're trying to say like, oh, people, you know, I might be gone in a year or 2, ooh, you know, and then people are invested in this stuff, and then all of a sudden you say, no, I'm gonna retire, but I'm gonna face fucking Francis Ngannou from UFC. You know, ooh. You know, it's a bunch of bullshit and shit and mirrors, you know, or smoke and mirrors.
It could be.
Can that actually happen right now? Like, did Francis Ngannou get it negotiated with Dana White to where he can actually have boxing fights? Like, is that an actual thing? Is this realistic?
No, but recently he's had contractual disputes, so that they've been having issues, and they're thinking about not signing him again if he loses his next fight, which is like a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, it is a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
I think Ngannou's gonna knock Gane out, but
it's gonna be a good fight.
But yeah, I think Fury is bipolar. Like, one day, you know, he's ready, he's in the gym. Next day, you know, he's depressed or whatever. You know, he's not fighting, he's going on a hiatus or whatever. Like, Fury, he's so confusing. Like, you can't even really take what he says seriously, because Fury can say something, and then the next day you find out it's not true. So I mean, you know, I can't really, you know, really look into what Fury says and does too much, because you can't even believe half the stuff he says.
Yeah, he's literally mentally ill. Like, not even joking.
Is. I think, you know what? I think they're doing a better job at hiding it. Now he shows up when he's fine, and when he's all fucked up, he just hides, disappears. That's my opinion.
This is why Usyk is my champion.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's the most impressive dude in this past like half decade, in my opinion.
No, most definitely. Like, people need to realize that jump from cruiserweight to heavyweight is a lot more than what people think. Like, the size differences between that is like, really think about it. These other weight classes have like 7 pounds in between them. The lower ones have like 3 to 4 to 5 pounds in between them. Like, when you jump up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, these are guys now who could be like 30 pounds bigger than you on fight night. You know, like, that's an impressive feat that Usyk did. And I just want to see Usyk versus Fury at the end of the day. But at the same time, like I said, White deserves to be in the picture as well. He's waited a very, very long time. How long has he been mandatory for now? 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, bro.
Around there, yeah.
3-4 years?
Listen, I think White deserves his title shot. He earned it. I mean, he did get knocked out, but he came back and knocked out Povetkin. You know, he's been waiting years to get his title shot, so I think he should get it. But yeah, man.
Question, and I don't want to start like a whole big riff within the chat and everything, but what happened with White's B samples? Is that possibly what is affected him getting his title shot up to this point? Y'all remember when he tested positive after the Oscar or supposedly tested positive after the Oscar?
That's not affecting him getting his title shot. No, it's not, bro.
It's
didn't you take him out the rankings for a little bit though? With that, like, wasn't there like an investigation and he got taken out the rankings for a little bit?
Yeah, but that's been done. Like I think he's a WBC silver champion or something like that.
Interim.
But yeah, interim champion. So that's been done. He's in the rankings and everything. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, I'm not. Oh, and just to clarify, I'm not saying like that should set him back. But like I remember around that time, wasn't like Luis Ortiz? Didn't he fight Wilder in the rematch instead, or something like that during that whole B sample?
Didn't Ortiz refuse to fight? Oh, what was this?
No, I was talking about Ortiz versus Wilder because wasn't Wilder like, but when because I remember that they gifted White the interim championship right before the Rivas fight or right after the Rivas fight, but then the whole B sample thing came out, and as people know, it doesn't always go this way in boxing. But the interim champion is supposed to get a shot at the regular champion. I was just asking, like, did that set him back at all? Then
I don't remember. I don't remember following the whole story. Man.
I don't think so. But Wilder said he told White to fight Ortiz. Second of all, who are you? He's your mandatory. So why are you telling him to go fight Ortiz? No, he's already up in the rankings. So you should be fighting him. Like, come on, that's a straight up duck to me. Like, why you tell him to fight another fighter? Like, come on, bro.
What's the hesitancy to fight Dylan White? Like, what? Like, I'm not saying he's a bad fighter or anything. I think he's a good fighter. Like I said, he has one of the better resumes in the heavyweight division. But I'd favor Fury in a fight against White. I don't understand the hesitancy.
I always said that Dylan White had a very, very, very good chance of knocking out Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, with Deontay Wilder, I'm gonna be real. Wilder, like, it was gonna come to an end at some point. I'm sorry for Wilder fans that they're there, but you can't rely on the right hand.
The reason people are so hesitant to fight White, he might be chinny, but he has power and he could lay you out anytime.
Grit as well. He has grit
too, man.
He has a lot of grit.
Yeah, he has a lot of grit.
Too. I think he's just high risk, low reward. In all honesty, he's already got the loss to AJ and now Povetkin, and I think it's just like people see him as like there's really nothing to gain from fighting.
Yeah, you can't really gain nothing from fighting White.
He's a mandatory now, and I read somewhere that I think there's gonna be a purse bid, and it's gonna be a 80-20 split.
Are they gonna accept 20% though? Is are they going to accept 20%? That's the question.
Well, Eddie
just said that they're appealing the 80-20.
What a guy.
These politics, man.
Yeah.
Just take the fucking 20, man. Okay, let's be honest. He kind of.
Would you take the 20 position?
No, but listen, when Tyson, yes, would I take it? Yes. If I get my title shot that I haven't been getting for 4 or 5 years, definitely I would do it. And also, just let's be honest, man. Fury has been getting paid like I read somewhere like 27 million pounds or something, or $30 million, around that amount. And Dylan White has been getting paid like 300,000 pounds, 500,000 pounds, which is like nothing.
Yeah, and to be honest, Fury, he's a worldwide star. Ever since he came to America and beat Wilder, he's been a worldwide star. Everybody knows Fury. He's a household name. So, I mean, against White, not too much people know him. Unless it's like in his hometown in England or something. But other than that, not a lot of people know White. So, I mean, 80-20 is reasonable to me. Because, I agree, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree.
Fighting him is basically like fighting like a lesser version of AJ. You get a portion of the UK fan base and the money to essentially fight like an equally tough guy at this point in time. So
By the way, yeah, that's a good point. I also heard that Saudi Arabia is interested in hosting that fight. So, I mean, I guess if that happens, both fighters would get a lot of money, though.
you're talking about White Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia, man, they always are interested in fights, but they rarely get it. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, wasn't the Crawford Pacquiao fight supposed to happen out there?
No, that was supposed to be in Dubai.
Oh, okay. Different. My bad.
Hey,
Yeah, but the AJ Fury fight was supposed to be in Saudi Arabia. That fell through. I mean,
what a shit.
Nah, that was never supposed to happen because they're full of shit.
Isn't Floyd
Yeah, I
Mayweather,
never believed that.
Isn't Floyd Mayweather supposed to fight in a
Manny
rooftop?
kicked some famous. Yeah.
In a rooftop in Dubai or some shit. Oh man.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
but I mean,
Floyd must
what?
be like gambling all his money away because he's
Seriously.
just fighting these random ass motherfuckers, man.
I mean, you could say that, but at the end of the day, it's easy money. Like, if we were in Floyd's position, I mean, I don't know. I'd take it if I was in his position.
No, easy money is not getting in the ring. Is not easy money. He shouldn't be getting in the ring again.
Easy money is killing on
but
your like
King
investments.
Bucho, you really think it's not easy? Floyd is fighting some rich kid from Dubai. He doesn't know how to fight. He's been fighting bums. Like, what?
All right.
Like,
maybe it is easy money. Then he's fighting. Who's he fighting? Some guy, some rich guy.
Some Arab YouTuber.
Yeah, his dad is rich and his dad is a billionaire.
Oh, man.
Although he is in enemy territory, so he might get poisoned or some shit. You never know.
Imagine, yo. Imagine they try to poison Floyd to have his son beat Floyd. Yo.
I mean, Logan Paul outboxed him, so it's not that crazy, man.
Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that?
Literally counting punches, he outlanded him. I'm not even joking. I will rewatch that fight with you and break it down.
Oh,
let's do that. I'm down. I'm definitely down.
I'm being like dead ass right now. He lost.
I won. So
I remember rewatching it on Thunderdome's channel, and I think Logan won too. Yeah,
it was 5-3.
Hey, didn't what's Jake? No, Logan Paul. What's he complaining about? About not getting paid?
He didn't get paid. He didn't get paid.
He didn't get at all. No, he's missing like $1 million or something.
Yeah, which says a lot about Floyd's paydays too. You know, he can't pay his opponents when he's this all rich and supposed billionaire.
I low-key think Floyd's going broke, bro. For real.
Jimmy was right. Jimmy talked about this. He keeps saying that something's wrong with Floyd's finances.
Yeah, man.
Well, I don't give a shit.
Do they not know about real estate investing? Like, how do you? I don't get it. You got
he invested in strip clubs. I don't know
Because remember,
how
guys,
profitable that is.
remember when Floyd back in the days always said, I have investments. Well, if you have all these investments, why you have to fight at 40-something?
That's what I'm saying. Now some people like you heard somebody said it's easy money, which is kind of true, but at the same time, like if you have all these investments, like you said, MMA, why are you getting in the ring? It's like a circus. You know,
easy money is sitting on your ass and gaining money, without doing anything. That's true easy money.
Whatever. We don't know what's happening, but we do know that he might fight in Dubai or whatever, some of those Gulf countries.
And you know what goes on in Dubai too, man, with those IG models and shit. There's some.
There's shit on their faces. Apparently, it's very
maybe
Islamic.
That too.
it's a very Islamic conservative country. This world. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Spence and Ugas. I got Ugas beating Spence.
It does have upset written all over it. I'll tell you that. I ain't picking him, but it has that upset written all over it.
I want to see those.
I'm surprised he's not getting a tune-up fight.
Let's check the odds.
Listen, I gotta give Spence props for fighting Ugas on his first fight back. But listen, Spence is coming off an eye injury and a big layoff. Like, come on, bro. I think Ugas is going to upset him. And
it's possible.
And he's been with Salas. He hasn't lost since he's been with Salas. I think Ugas, bro, and he just beat Pacquiao. I think Ugas will beat Spence, man.
It's gonna be a tough fight if it's like Spence from the Danny Garcia fight, to be honest, because if any of you know my opinion on Spence, the dude is dirty as hell. He low blows. It's hard to beat that. And even if you got the upper hand, he's just gonna, instead of low blowing you like 20 times in a round, he's gonna do it 30 times, and he's gonna fuck you up using that strategy. That's kind of hard to beat, man. To be honest, it really is. So I don't know. In a lot of ways, it's very hard to beat Spence just because of the low blows that he does.
Do y'all think if the fight is close, it's going to be a little foul play on the cards?
Of course.
Definitely.
If the fight is close, they're going to give it to Spence.
Is their
They're gonna
last
give it to
guy
Spence.
besides Tank. It's Tank
Yeah.
and Spence.
Yeah, that's very true. That is their biggest money people left in their stable right now.
That
Yeah,
are
man.
undefeated, specifically.
Yeah, I think Ugas is going to win, and everybody's going to see it. But I think it's going to go Spence by robbery.
Yeah, it's gonna be a robbery. Yeah, I
In
think
the chat-
Ugas is gonna outbox Spence.
In the chat, Reverend Pickle says Ugas is a lump, but not in Spence's class. But again, the question is Spence health? So he's more concerned about Spence's health.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that shit? There's all these rumors that he's not doing well physically. I mean, we don't fucking know. but-
Spence's body is literally falling apart, bro. He has an eye injury. I mean, just got in a car accident.
Yeah, he got
Mm,
launched
like-
out of that car too. Like you can't just rub that off.
And the years of screwing up your liver from drinking constantly.
Well, how
and
much is
lean,
he drinking?
He's a drunk.
The
smoking.
last 3 years? 2 fights in the last 3 years or something like that?
Well, what did you guys
Porter
think
and
about
Garcia?
What do you guys think about Spence's performance against Danny Garcia? Because a lot
To
of
be
people thought
honest,
that was going to be a
I mean,
test. That was going to show us if he was actually back and recovered.
I
from
wasn't
the-
too impressed. I think Danny Garcia. You remember when Danny Garcia landed that, I think big
right hand.
right hand, and it hurt Spence.
Good
Yeah,
miss,
I think
man.
Spence was a little hurt by that. I don't think Spence, looked that good in the fight.
To be fair to Spence, though, apparently Danny Garcia is a very hard hitter at that weight. So,
Hey, Bluto, can you hear me?
Garcia has a good chin.
yeah. So
Garcia
it's not like
he's a tough guy. He's not easy to get out of there. He's never really been got out of there. So
Well, I think Sean Porter said that he hit, or I think maybe Keith Thurman, one of them said that Danny Garcia was the hardest puncher they've ever faced.
I think
So
it was
that
Keith.
says quite a bit.
The thing about Danny Garcia, he doesn't let his hands go, and like you could tell, like he doesn't really, when he gets in the ring, he doesn't have the urgency. Like
He's a
yeah,
counter.
yeah, he just waits. And that's
Jorge
the thing I don't like
Lopez.
about. He
But
needs to step.
Ugas' style isn't all that much different. He has a little bit more volume than Danny Garcia, but if you guys notice, he uses the catch and shoot a lot. And if Spence is anywhere close to 100%, one thing we got to give Spence is he throws a good amount of volume of punches. So if he starts to stack up on volume over Ugas over time, it might be harder for Ugas to keep up on the points. But this is assuming that Spence is anywhere near close to 100, which a lot of us are assuming he's not.
Facts. Spence might get in another injury while he's in training camp for Ugas, bro. Like his body's falling apart.
Man, this is sad because we might not all get the fight we really all want to see. Upset, I could smell an upset in this, and it's just another one of these fights in boxing we don't get.
Hey, but don't think that Ugas and Crawford isn't a bad fight, though.
It's a good
solid
fight.
Yeah, that's a
It's a
solid
good
that's a
fight.
solid
Come on, now we want to see Spence, but like at this point, I don't even care about. I mean, I do care about Spence versus Crawford stylistically, but I just want to stop this debate and divide, this annoying divide amongst the fans. Like I want to see the fight just because at this point it's like people are arguing over who should get what split, and this person should take this and that, and this person has to come on this side of the street. It's literally caused a divide within the boxing world amongst fans, and it's annoying at this point. I just want to see the debate go out the window.
But the thing is, I don't see Spence fighting Crawford even after the Ugas fight.
Yeah, because he's gonna have some mandatories after that. The
I think
WBA.
Spence is gonna move up to 154 after the Ugas fight.
right after. You think so?
Really?
Yeah, I think he's gonna move up and drop the belts.
Dude, any of these fights, he might just retire, in my opinion. Like, straight up. He'll just one day say...
Yeah, and
He'll just say, my eye isn't getting better, and then he'll just retire and be gone.
you can't keep putting your body through that, going off a big hiatus, drinking, and then getting back in the gym. Like, your body is gonna start taking a toll on your body later on in your life.
Yeah.
So over Crawford, even if Crawford signed with him, because Crawford's a new signee.
Nah, Alheim's guy right now is Ennis. I think he's gonna. If Spence moves up, I think he's gonna have Ennis get one of those belts or whatever. Yeah.
Well, Ennis isn't with PBC though. He's working on Showtime most of the time, but I don't think he's officially a PBC fighter.
He's not with PBC?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
By the way, in the chat, just fixed the stream. It was slowing down, so we're back now, people. We're back. All right, guys, continue.
You don't think him not being on PBC matters, though? You don't think he could just easily do a little deal real quick? I mean,
Ennis or Crawford?
With Ennis specifically. You don't think who is he managed by?
MTK Global.
I think he just got out of a contract because there was like a legal thing going on.
MTK Global. That's his managers, Kinahan.
Okay. They could probably get something done there. I don't.
Yeah, they might. The
closest thing to a big fight that he'll get is probably Josh Taylor if he decides to move up.
But Josh Taylor might go the WBO route since he's probably gonna,
exactly. Just because Terrence Crawford is no longer with Top Rank doesn't mean they can't still do business together.
Oh, they're definitely going to do business together. And you really look at it, Josh Taylor might be Crawford's next fight. It's very possible because who else is Crawford going to fight?
I'd like to see that fight too.
Specifically mentioned it. Aaron specifically said that fight like multiple times, so it'll definitely happen down the road, in my opinion.
I know a lot of people want to see Spence versus Crawford, but Taylor versus Crawford is a good fight. Now I do have Crawford winning, but it depends when it happens, really. But I think it's a good fight, and if Crawford beats Taylor, I mean, he's beating a guy who was undisputed. I mean, they're both undisputed at 140, so a lot of people would like to see that fight. I think it's gonna be a good scrap.
Yeah.
How do y'all think Thurman is going to fare against either Spence or Crawford?
I don't think Thurman. At this point in Thurman's career, I'm not saying he's washed up necessarily, but like, how hungry has he really been? He's damn near been retired. He's almost hasn't fought in 3 years. He's damn near retired. Let's be real. Like, at this point, I don't know. I don't think Keith is on that level anymore. I'm sorry if there's any Keith fans out there.
His nickname is now Once Upon a Time. Keith.
Exactly. When's the last time we seen a knockout? Was that Luis Colazo? I think that was the last time we seen a knockout by Keith.
Damn, how many years ago was that?
Dude, I was in high school then. That was in 2015.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Damn. I remember 2012 when he was coming
And
up.
it wasn't even a good stoppage either.
It wasn't.
He
got wasn't. Wasn't it like,
and this is when PBC first started, and they pushed him and Garcia, and look how they pan out, man. Garcia never made it out to be a good welterweight fighter, and now he's decided to move up where there's killers up there. Huh.
Hey, Virtuoso. Danny Garcia.
No, Danny.
Yeah, Danny.
Oh, Danny?
No, listen, guys. Let's talk about Danny Garcia. His biggest win was Matisse in 2013 in the Mayweather Canelo undercard. That's it.
140. 140 was his best division up in his career.
Well, he should have. I heard he's moving up to 154. I don't even know how that's gonna work out for the guy because even at 147, he lost a lot of his power, in my opinion.
Do you think he can be a guy like Erickson Lubin?
No.
Nah, I think Lubin beats him. I think all the top guys are 144.
All right.
154 beats him.
I think that's probably a fight down the line they might make because Lubin, like, although Lubin has a pretty solid resume up to this point, he kind of needs like a bigger name to build his profile. And I think that, him versus Danny Garcia might be a fight that PBC looks to make.
I think Danny Garcia, he doesn't have the drive to fight anymore. he doesn't press the gas when he's in the ring. You can tell when he's in the ring. He's just there to collect the paycheck. He doesn't do enough in the ring. You know, I mean, listen, Danny Garcia, he hasn't fought in a while. I think he should just hang it up. Like, to be honest, like, come on. I don't think he's going to be any of the top guys 154. I mean, yeah, I don't really see it, man.
I agree.
Well, he hasn't really done much at 47. I don't think he's really gonna pan out to be too much of anything at 54.
Well, he was a champion at 147, I think, right?
But he was
Yeah,
never
he
like
Robert
the
Guerrero.
guy, you know.
Yeah, he was never the guy. Yeah.
Robert Guerrero is a solid fighter, but I don't think we've ever put Robert Guerrero on the elite level.
I mean,
he was solid only at like 135.
Yeah. Didn't Robert Guerrero start his career at like 130, 126?
He was only decent as a lightweight. That's all really I remember about his career, to be honest. Man.
I think Robert
Very
Guerrero is.
forgettable career, in my opinion.
How do I sound, guys? Do I sound okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little bit louder. Yeah.
You're a little bit low. Oh.
Yeah, you're low.
What about now?
Very low.
Now?
It sounds the same.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys continue. You guys take over. I'm just gonna sit back.
This your show, dog.
No, this is an open panel, guys. Anything goes. You guys just talk. I'll just jump in if something happens.
Yeah, but what do you guys think about the Castaño Charlo rematch?
I mean, I thought Castaño won the first fight. I actually, years ago, I actually sparred Castaño.
Really?
Back when I knew like this guy puts a lot of pressure on you. Like I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I got 3 rounds in there, and the whole time I was against the ropes. And I only have amateur pedigree. It was literally just for the experience. I'll never take that experience back. But I knew that if Charlo's not going to be able to stick his jab out there and follow up with more combinations, and he gets pushed to the ropes a lot, that Castaño really has a chance in that fight. And that's kind of how it played out. But a lot of people at the fight were telling me that if you were there at the fight, most people thought Charlo won because the punches he was landing were a lot louder, and you can't really hear that on the TV. But, I mean, my opinion, I thought Castaño won the fight, and if they have a rematch, I think it's still 50-50, in my opinion. It's whoever comes back and makes the most tactical adjustments.
I just think that both of these guys... I just think that both of these guys need to step on the gas pedal a little bit more. I thought Charlo in his last fight was too conservative. Like, once he landed on him, he did wobble Castaño a bit. And I think he needs to follow that up, with more shots. Like, open up throw more of them, lead left hands or try to follow up with a right hand over the top. Like, fight behind the jab. Like,
exactly.
Don't just look for that one punch, counter punch that turns around the fight. That's not how boxing works. All the time at least.
Who do y'all got winning that fight?
I think Charlo KO, but I mean, I could definitely see Castaño outbox him again. I mean, Castaño was the effective aggressor. He was pushing Charlo onto the rope, walk him down. I mean, I think he could give Charlo some problems again, But yeah, I think it's going to be a close fight again if it goes to the scorecards. But I think Charlo's going to knock him out. But Charlo needs to follow up. I don't
Can
think,
you guys hear me?
like in the first fight,
Yeah.
Charlo wasn't really following up with his punches and stuff like that. After he hurt Castaño, he didn't really use it to his advantage.
Urgency. Yeah,
he didn't have urgency. Facts.
He needs to keep the fight in the center of the ring. That's for sure. Because you literally see, like, whenever Charlo was on the ropes, like, all of his work was getting smothered. It wasn't effective at all. And Derek James was telling him most of the fight, too, like, stay off the ropes. But, like I said, it's easier said than done against a guy like Castaño. His ability to cut
do that?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I really understand why Charlo...
Oh, go ahead.
I don't deck off that point. I understand why Charlo just didn't try to kind of hold his ground in the middle of the ring. Like you said, Castaño's a really strong dude. I guess he was pushing him around, but I feel like he needed to give him some like physical resistance. And I don't know. I was really disappointed by Jermel because he came off a pretty good victory, but in that Castano fight, I feel like mentally he just wasn't prepared to fight. Like he wanted it to be easy, just kind of counterpunch him at long range. Didn't want to like brush up against him, put his shoulders on him,
Yeah.
you know, like scratch his forehead to forehead like you're supposed to do in a fight. I think he thought that this guy's just not going to be able to eat my jab. But Castano has a good active guard, so he was able to deflect a lot of those. So with a guy like that, you gotta put some, you know, intimidation on him. You can't just like wobble him. You have to back him down. You have to make him feel like what he's doing is not effective, and impose your will on him. So I can see Jermel knocking him out, but I can also see him crumpling this time and just getting, you know, done in by the pressure. Because I don't know if any of you watch his YouTube channel, but he's talking a lot about like his fish tank and all this other shit, and it's starting to make me feel like that dog in him is just kind of receding. Like he's over 30 years old, you know. I think it's just like a shame that happens to men once you get a little older. Like you physically can do this stuff, but you don't want to. So it's interesting to see.
If y'all notice, he's considerably bigger than Castano. Like he's considerably bigger. So like, yeah, I agree with you. Like for him to win that fight, he's gonna have to hold his ground in the middle of the ring and use a lot of his size, and just he can't get pushed back. He can't take too many back steps in that fight. But like I said, it's easier said than done. A guy like Castano, he's a very creative fighter with his angles and everything. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all go back and you guys watch him a little bit more, notice the little things he does with his feet. Notice how he gets you. He's very good at controlling the geography in the ring. And I just think that...
Some Teddy Atlas terms there.
Huh?
There's some Teddy Atlas terms there, controlling the geography. That's funny. Yeah,
no, that's something
Sorry,
they just...
go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, it's just...
Do you think Charlotte should just push forward and just have a dogfight with him?
No.
What do you
No,
think he should do?
but-
Just kind of like back up like a bitch? I don't think he
If he
can
has
really
dogs
keep it
with him,
mid-range.
Yeah, he's gonna have to keep it. He's gonna have to, like I said, he's gonna have to stay behind his jab. He's if he does take back steps, he can't take more than like 2 to 3, because if you take 2 to 3 back steps in a boxing ring, before you know it, you know, a fighter could push you back with his forward momentum, and next thing you know, you're on the rope. So he's gonna have to keep it in the middle of the ring. If he has a dogfight, I don't really think that favors him, because Jermel is not the biggest volume puncher, and Castano, he lives off of his volume and punching. That's how he beats a lot of fighters. That's how he breaks them down. So if Charlo has
Does Jermel and Spence have the same trainer, right? Derek James, right?
Yeah, Derek James.
Yeah. You know, I figured that part of the complaints about Spence's last performance against Garcia is that he wasn't really pivoting all that much.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think this like they don't really have a good gauge of distance, and I think that's their problem. It's like I don't think they showed enough. Like I don't know about what is it with James, but they're not showing good footwork out there in the ring to really separate themselves and create space for their punches without backing up, you know, up against the ropes and losing stamina. You know,
I'd agree with you. I definitely, because I think that Spence and Jermel are two fighters who are not really necessarily known for their dazzling footwork, but there is one fighter in Derek James's in his stable. If you guys haven't checked him out yet, I recommended Frank Martin. He's up and coming at 135 pounds.
Yes, I like Frank Martin.
Really good footwork. Yeah, that's one fighter I know in his stable that has really good footwork.
Did he just fight Duno?
Look, this may be sacrilegious, but like he's giving me a little shades of Pernell. You know, I'm just saying.
You think so?
Yeah.
Is that the guy who just fought Duno?
Yeah. Frank Martin. I think he's going to be something. He could possibly be something in 135. I just want to.
Gentlemen, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
This is the Fighter Spirit 47, the YouTube channel. I just wanted a proper introduction. Can you guys introduce me?
We have China.
You can introduce
virus
yourself, I guess.
Hey, hold on before we introduce. Hold on, guys,
fellas, be nice.
Guys, can you increase my volume? Can you increase my volume on Discord? You can do it.
I can hear you.
Turn my headphones up.
Yeah, but max out my fucking volume, guys.
We did.
Hey, that's what I did. I clicked on your name and I put the audio up.
Fuck. All right. I just need to read a super chat here. Do y'all think Crawford could go up to 154 and beat Charlo or Castano? Take the politics out, or I'm just talking ability.
Yes.
Maybe in the next year, but he's getting older and he's starting to get hit by things that he knows he's not supposed to get hit by. So that's a big question. But if he moves up like right now,
I think he
I
could
think
beat
he
Charlo
pretty good as
Castano.
Castano,
I think he
honestly.
could beat Charlo too.
Castano's the kind of fighter that he's been fighting his whole career. I think if someone wants to stand there and dog it out with Bud, it's a terrible idea. Like Felix Diaz couldn't do it. Lundy couldn't do it. I mean, that Thierry guy couldn't do it. So he smashed all these dudes who tried to stand there and bang with him. I think like Jermel's a bigger threat, to be honest.
Yeah, because of his explosiveness and his power. But yeah,
the power
I agree
at the end of the range.
I think if it happens this year, I'd favor Crawford.
Me too, yeah. Because I think if Crawford waits to move up, he's going to be heavier and he's going to be slower, and that's not going to play into his style of fighting.
Facts.
Would y'all recommend Crawford moving up to 154 though? Like, would that be a move? Like, if you were Crawford, would you do that?
If the money was right, I mean, like, he's not going to fight anyone else at welterweight, and who's going to pay him what he's been getting so far? I think Al Heyman would rather pay him to fight Jermel than he would Spence, personally.
Sadly, yeah,
Nah,
sadly.
I
I mean,
Crawford would stay at. If I was Crawford, I think he should stay at 147. That's his natural weight. He can make it easily, and he fights. That's his best division that he fought at. I think he fights the best at that division, so I think he should stay there. I think.
True, but who's going to fight him at 147? And I mean, I know everyone's mentioning he should fight
Josh
Ennis.
Taylor, that's pretty much it.
Fight Josh Taylor.
Exactly. And I know people are saying he should fight Ennis and Ortiz, and those are good fights, but who would give him the credit for that? I would, but like I know Crawford haters out there. I know stupid casual boxing fans. They're gonna be like, oh, they were too young, they hadn't proved anything, yada yada yada. So it's like Josh
They don't know shit about boxing.
Also,
they don't
honestly,
worry about those guys.
Like, it's not good for the sport for him to take one of these guys out right now. Like, if they beat him, that would be a good thing. But it's not going to, like, further us as fans if he's going to, pick off these guys who haven't had a real test yet.
Yeah, and also
they're too early in their career for that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, because I see a lot of people right now saying, oh, Crawford should fight Ennis next, or should fight Ennis next. And yes, I do think Ennis is that next guy, but your best one is Sergey Lipinets. Jumping up from Sergey Lipinets to Terrence Crawford is a huge step up. That's like an Erickson Lubin type. You remember when Erickson Lubin fought Jorge Cota and then jumped up to fight Jermel Charlo? It's that kind of gap that it's like
but he was caught cold.
I'm
like,
not gonna
I
lie.
think Lubin could have done.
Yeah, but what happens if Ennis gets caught cold? It could happen.
I'm not
Ennis.
gonna lie. I kind of want Crawford to fight Ennis so Crawford can shut up all those Ennis fanboys, bro. Because they're getting me tight, bro. Those Ennis fanboys think he's like the next, Tommy Hearns or whatever.
Roy
or
Jones.
Roy
Jones comparison.
I mean, he may be, though. Like, I don't see any reason to hate on him. Like, he's got such crazy skill. Like, this guy, like, a lot of people talk about him getting clipped. Like, watch those fights again. He's rolling with those punches. Like, he sees everything in the ring.
He's honestly, let's be real, like, he's better at 23 years old. He's better than what Spence and Crawford were at 23.
Yeah,
By
but
far, like,
what
not
is his
even
competition though? His best win is a midget, bro. Like, come on.
Well, like, what was Spence's competition until Amir Khan? Or sorry, until Kell Brook. I guess they're interchangeable in my mind. But until he fought Brook, like, he beat who? Like, he beat Chris Algieri, and he didn't even knock him out. Like,
Yeah, but I'm saying
Algieri said
you guys are
Pavonic hurt him
saying.
harder.
I'm saying you guys are hyping him up, but who's he fighting though? Like, come on.
Yes,
Really?
but
We're not hyping up. We're just looking at what we've seen, and like what's there. It might be. I said might be. Like a generational talent. We'll see how that develops. But
when did Crawford and Spence turn pro? Because I promise you, if they turn pro anywhere near around the time at the age of 23, go back and look at their resume when they were 23 years old. Like, they weren't fighting Sergey Lipinets or anything like that. And yes, these guys aren't elite. I agree with you. Ennis has a lot more to prove. He needs a guy like Abel Ramos, Josecito Lopez, probably the guy who
Raza Butayer. That's the fight.
Yeah,
right
Butayer.
there. That guy will die in the ring. He's from Dagestan, bro. He's from where Habib's from.
Crawford went pro in 2008.
You said Crawford for a part. How old was he in 2008?
Oh man, I don't even know.
Yeah, we'd have to do
right now, 31, 32?
Well, he's 34
Oh,
now.
41.
So
I thought he was way younger.
21 years old. He turned
He was
professional.
21. Okay.
Yeah, so go back and see who he was fighting when he was 23 years old. You know, I'm not saying Ennis is better. I'm not saying he's gonna be better. We don't know, but like I said, you know, there's still a lot we got to see with Ennis. I'm not gonna call him the next great thing or anything, but he could potentially be that. And for the Buchayev would be a perfect fight for him next. But Buchayev's going the WBA route, and he's probably fighting Stanionis on the undercard of Spence Ugas.
Bro, Stanionis versus
Either one of those
Buchayev
guys
is a cracker, bro.
It is a great fight. I think Buchayev is going to win too. I'm not high on Stanionis. I think Stanionis is a strong fighter. I'm not high on him though.
I think that's a good fight.
Super Chat Dirty Red says, okay, this is something that is debated heavily. How do you all see Crawford's performance versus Sean Porter? Did he struggle or did he control the fight?
You're breaking up, King Bucho, like your mic is.
Christ.
I heard what you said, though. You said, how did he pair against Porter? Did he struggle or did he control? And I guess from my 2 cents, like, I think he controlled pretty well. He took away, he used his jab to bait Porter in and slowly, like, cut off the angles to where the only punch Porter could throw was that looping right hand, which he couldn't get enough torque on because he was stepping in so wide. And that's how Crawford was able to switch that left hook to the body to the chin and create that angle where Porter was squared up and eventually finish him. But there are definitely spots where he was getting hit with punches that he probably shouldn't have been. He was definitely frustrated and posturing for a lot of time. And instead of like doing something, he just wouldn't let Spence turn him when he was backing Spence up into a corner. So you could see that he was a little bit more diminished than we're used to seeing. Still a good performance, though.
Even if you say that he struggled against Sean Porter, who hasn't struggled against Sean Porter? He's literally fought everyone in the welterweight division but Manny Pacquiao. You know, like Sean Porter, everyone struggles against Sean Porter. Even if your perception is Crawford did struggle, he stopped him at the end of the day. And I don't want to hear Sean Porter.
That fight was fixed, though. Everybody can see that. Just my opinion.
Yeah. That's what that's what some of the idiots say. But like, yeah. But this is Sean Porter we're talking about, a pressure fighter that's not going to give you space to throw. So yeah, Crawford utilizes his footwork really well. He knows how to distribute his power. You know, use his legs and use and try to bait him into the corner. You know how he matadored him. In that fight. That's what I was been waiting for him to use. That tactic, because that guy is a bull and he's a matador. So he's gonna use his aggression against him. Now, one thing I didn't like about Crawford was that he tried to jab with him, and that opened him up to counters that he was doing. And he Porter got his licks in well.
Fake ass fight.
Huh?
Fake ass fight. Only a buffoon will believe that.
Yeah, exactly. But that's Kenny Porter protecting his son. I think in a way he's kind of an attention seeker. Him trying to be a story, but like we all knew he was going to give him the beat down. On the 12th round. Had it gone through, had it went the distance.
Like on that note, I don't mean to be a dick. Like I know everyone's struggle is important, but like, don't you guys kind of feel miffed when guys say stuff like, "We're already winning because look where we started, now we're here." Well, like, yeah, but like we're not talking about winning a fight. We're not talking about winning a life. Like I just I don't know. Like that's a big thing Kenny Porter said in the post fight. Like we made it here from where we were. It's like, yeah, that's great, but like he didn't exactly put forth, a world championship effort in my opinion. But
if it was Canelo,
he's fighting Terrence Crawford. Like you
never talked about.
That's the thing with the Porter camp. They're usually bridesmaids. They look for moral victories. Look, Porter. Is a good. He's a good fighter, man. He's really good. He's one of the best of this era. But like as far as an all-time great, you gotta beat your contemporaries.
What do you guys think? Like, you think Porter could beat Bradley? Like when Bradley was in his prime?
I think so.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows? But
I was watching
Bradley
Bradley's
was
fights
a heck of
recently.
a
He was
fighter
a shit. Yeah, he was smart too. He would bang it out.
I think he'd outbox him. Well, Bradley would outbox Porter.
Yeah, I think so too.
Bradley's smaller than.
Like, even though he didn't win the Pacquiao fight, in my opinion, I thought Pacquiao won that one. He gave Pacquiao a good fight. You know, he was really fast on his feet and used his hands really well. Try to get through his guard.
Yeah, and they banged it out in the second fight. They were very flat-footed. They were both trying to knock each other out. He was ripping Pacquiao hard to the body. It was pretty good effort. Yeah, I'm always I don't know, I like to think about like how this era welterweights compares, and like I don't know, it's probably one of the weakest ones on display. Like I
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, compare it to even like the post Leonard, like Marlon Starling, Howard Davies Jr., Donald Curry era.
Those are 15-round fighters, though, man. Like that was
a little after 15 rounds, I think.
Well, Leonard and them fought. Wait,
Leonard did. I said post Leonard.
Yeah. Oh, my
like
bad.
The guys that came after, like Marlon Starling and Donald Curry and them. And I guess you can include like Terry Norris and Michael Nunn at super welterweight. It's kind of been around that weight class, but I feel like the skill level back then was much higher, and I sometimes wonder if like the guys like Bradley and like I don't know the other people around then, like I guess Provodnikov, were just a bit better in some ways. Maybe there's a bit more money in the sport because Floyd was around.
You're saying the era with Bradley, Provodnikov, Floyd, Pacquiao, Rios. You think that era was which is the one literally right before this? You think that era is better than this?
No, I don't. I'm not saying like it is or it isn't, but I just feel like it was a pretty weak era by most people's standards. Like it was very top heavy, and you can still argue those guys are a bit better than the crop of welterweights we see now. Certainly by their like activity, like they just don't fight each other. And I get the sense, honestly, like with like Thurman and Porter and Garcia, those fights seemed like kind of a lot of pointless activity, like a lot like Abner Mares and Leo Santa Cruz, like two guys who are throwing like touch punches, supposed to like really try to knock each other out. Like they start fast, but then they wouldn't try to set anything up. I don't know. I guess it was like a complaint.
Do y'all think that Crawford is ever going to get like a prime A-level fighter and have to walk through fire to, like a career-defining win? Or you think that's going to elude him his entire career?
Probably not, because these boxing fans are on bullshit and keep giving excuses for guys to not fight him.
Like, honestly, it's like so stupid, right? Like, there are these YouTube channels where people devote their lives to saying who's ducking who. Like, who fucking cares? Like, Like, why would you spend your life trying to pick a side? I'm just trying to see a fight. And then it's like, why is it that, like, one fight is the end-all, be-all, Like, people used to fight 4 or 5 times if they were, like, close to each other in skill, which, like, Crawford and Spence are. Why is it that we can't get, like, a fight? The first one does, like, 300,000 pay-per-views. The rematch will do, like, 500,000 easy. Like, it just doesn't even make sense from a business standpoint, in my opinion. Like, what are they making money off of,
You think they get paid too much? Because if you look at like the smaller divisions, they don't get paid as much, and they all pretty much fight each other. You think that's the issue with the higher weight classes?
It just comes down to money. These promoters are trying to get back their bag. Like they're not trying to like lose any money, not even break even. They're trying to profit in any way. So like when
they're trying to profit like per event, But you can take a loss if you create like some kind of operating agreement where you agree that these guys will fight each other multiple times, and then you'll definitely be able to make money because you'll give fans something to look forward to. Like that's why people, like I don't know if you guys saw, like ESPN is raising their pay-per-view buy rates and subscription rates for the UFC, and people are still buying those. And the reason people are is because that if there's a meaningful fight at any given division there, it's going to lead to another meaningful fight. It's not just going to, be a one-off and then nothing happens.
Yeah, sadly, this is the sport, that we're all fans of. It's just.
But Francis Ngannou is going to boxing because Dana White's not paying him enough.
Honestly, I'd be down to see Ngannou versus like a Jogba. Like, I'd pay money for that shit.
UFC is not as big as boxing. They just pretend to be.
Worldwide, boxing is bigger.
Way bigger.
Definitely.
Worldwide, but like it's different things. UFC took advantage of their market because there wasn't like any big time MMA televised bouts happening before UFC. So UFC kind of just took over that whole market. There are other MMA leagues, you know, but most
And they're
people.
actually
Bellator.
is pretty
But
big
they had
in
Pride
Asia.
back in the day.
Yeah, they did have Pride, but I mean, and Pride's big, but was Pride ever on the level of a UFC?
Back in the day, yeah.
Was on
But
that
not
side,
now.
on that side of the Pacific Ocean, it was.
Yeah.
The only problem was is like the Yakuza was involved in
Yeah,
it,
the Yakuza money.
and the UFC basically created, you know, that whole narrative that, oh, this is a very corrupt, you know, organization, and I guess, you know, their TV deal went up in smoke, up in flames, and that's pretty much when they lost money, and then you know, UFC bought it up, promising that they were going to deliver Pride fights, but that never came to be. I wonder why.
And the UFC is, I'm not going to call them corrupt, but at the same time, like the minimum for a lot of those fighters is what, like 12 bands? That's not enough.
Yep.
And you got to really think about it being a fighter. Like, you have
I mean,
to
we've been knowing this about them, that the A-listers are basically still getting six figures, you know, except for maybe Conor McGregor or maybe Nate Diaz. But like, dude, they're still behind the eight ball on this shit, you know, as far as fighter pay. And what Jake Paul did is like, he didn't basically just expose him, but he basically brought back the discussion of like Dana White being mad cheap with his fighters, you know. And they wonder why, you know, these people are making these crossover fights to boxing, you know, because they're not getting paid enough.
I don't know. I think it's a pretty good model. I mean, if you compare the bottom end pay of the UFC to boxing, there's no contest.
The only way you can do that,
who don't make
the only
anything.
listen, the reason why Dana White cannot get into boxing is because he cannot control the market.
Exactly.
This thing is
Maybe,
exactly.
like
You can't control their purses, you know.
saying like
Ali
compared
Act.
to bottom end
If the Ali Act came to MMA, yo, he's like he pretty have a tough time, you know, controlling their purses.
I think the reality of the Ali Act, right, as we've seen in boxing, is that it's really difficult to enforce, and it doesn't really matter. Like most of the time, when a fighter wants to settle something with their promoter in court, as we've seen in Ford and Garcia, it takes years out of their career. So, in reality, I think it's the Wild West across any of these things. I'll also say that the bottom end pay in boxing is much worse. The guys who are fighting not just on the undercard, but in the prelims, or sometimes don't get paid anything, and either the promoter pays them or they're just there for the healthcare. At least in the UFC, you have a base rate of like 12 grand or whatever, no matter what. So I think that's a lot more favorable. And I also say that like the UFC is a brand that creates these fighters to some degree, and once they have marketing power, they get pay-per-view points, they get to make more money, and it just it's really the value that you bring in that you end up getting paid. Obviously, you can make more in boxing because you can make more of the revenue of an event. But if you really want to apply out your contract, or you want to, and wait out your contract, you can do that. Then you can go box, but you'll get knocked out. So,
how often do they fight in the UFC?
At least 2-3 times a year for most.
They get
most
offered
guys.
3 fights a year. That's the mandatory amount per year. 3 fights.
So if you get the minimum, you ain't even really making 40,000.
But that's what I'm saying. Like 12 bands, you got to really think about that. Like you have to pay your camp, all your trainers and everybody. You're gonna have your hospital afterwards. Taxes is gonna take some out. So how much money are you really walking away with?
Well, you get to healthcare no matter what. Like I think you get healthcare.
UFC doesn't give healthcare. That's one of the calls.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah,
get
that is
bonuses if they get like fight of the night or knockout of the night and shit.
They
like
get
that.
bonuses from finishes.
How much are the bonuses?
Like 60,000.
Shit, just put on a good performance, I guess.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna be real here. It should be somewhere in between boxing payouts and MMA payouts. I feel like a lot of boxers, they get paid too much, and it's kind of ruining the sport. In MMA, they don't get paid much. They fight.
Yeah.
They fight for the money. They fight to finish people. That's a
why I
great,
brought up the lower
that's a
weight
very
classes.
fan-friendly layout. Even if they should be getting paid more, I wouldn't mind them getting like Jake Paul's demands, right? Minimum of what, 50? 100,000 paydays and stuff. That's a good amount. They shouldn't be getting multi-millions to fight
Who told me to
bums,
say that though?
to fight
We're not
bums.
putting our lives on the line in the ring. Like, I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying from like a business aspect and just political aspect, how it can hold the sport back. But for us to say that these fighters are getting paid too much, too little, like they're the ones who are going in the ring, putting their lives on the line for our entertainment. You know, like
Okay,
I don't.
putting lives on the line, that's a bit of like overused statement. I mean,
No, it's
soldiers
not.
get paid like 60,000. I mean, MMA
Bro,
fighters get paid more to just get punched. It's very unlikely. In the UFC, they've never died.
I mean, all right.
Like,
I'm not disrespecting you in any way, shape, or form. But have you ever boxed before?
Yes.
You should know how dangerous in any combat sport,
Yeah,
really.
I
And
do
I'm
know
saying
how
this,
dangerous it is, but
it's
I'm not talking about
Yeah,
from
but you
the
elect to
boxer's
be in it, right?
perspective. I'm not talking about from the fighter's perspective. I'm talking about from a fan perspective.
yeah, but
And the
that's the thing.
sport.
Like, as a fan, like I think we should watch what we're saying with all these things because we're like, bro, we're watching these people for our own entertainment while they're actually in there, not only just of the night of the fight, like these training camps, dude. Even if they don't,
Well, just to
Yeah,
bring
they should be
something
getting
up, like
paid more,
I
but
think
they shouldn't be
I
getting
agree.
paid too much.
Well, do you think that they
Tank-
could cut the bridge and kind of, let's say you get $1 million for a fight, you only get, let's say, I don't know, 500,000 for that fight, and the other 500,000 is like put into an account, and when you turn like, I don't know, maybe 40 or 45, you get that money, and it just kind of keeps building into the account for
like a
when you
pension,
retire. Yeah,
like a
something like
retirement
that.
fund, yeah.
So you were kind of forced to fight to keep living because you're getting less money, but in the back pay when you
Can I
retire and
ask
all that.
who was the one talking a minute ago, saying boxers should get paid less? Bro, what was your name?
Me?
Aldo
Oh,
Anderson.
Aldo
okay.
Anderson, bro. I 100% agree with you, bro. We're not out here advocating for firemen and police officers and ambulances and all of them
Fuck
to
the
get more
police.
money.
yeah, bro. Fuck the police,
Okay,
bro.
fuck the
cops.
police. Let's
Fuck the
agree.
police.
Fuck the
Who gives a
police.
fuck about a
I've
cop?
had my bad
Alright,
history
bro.
with them as well. But let me be honest with you, right? Let's not go too far away from the topic of boxing, right? But a
Alright.
world without police is way worse than the one we're living in now.
I'm
Let's
not
agree
saying
on
we.
that.
Okay, all right. That's a whole. I'm not even gonna get there.
That's a
Yeah,
whole
let's
new
just stick to
topic.
boxing.
I'm not even
But,
gonna go
It
there.
was just a tangent. But yeah, man.
but,
Honestly, it's really only
but
the
fuck.
top boxers, like the top
Yeah,
echelon. Most boxers don't get paid shit, and they should be given more money. Like all the
yeah.
bums that get knocked out, they're getting paid nothing to basically give these guys free clout. Ennis,
Yeah.
the 20 bums that he fought, all these major boxers, the first 20 guys they fought, these future Hall of Fame stars, pay-per-view stars, they get paid nothing to get this guy to be where he is. That's
yes.
bullshit.
Exactly.
So like
That's absolute
Yeah.
off that point, like I think that
Yeah.
Dashev only got like 70 grand after he died with his family. So
Yeah.
That's
Deontay
bullshit.
Wilder got 10 million after he accused Fury of all type of bullshit. So I agree.
Exactly.
More than 10.
Starting in
and still
boxing,
made less than he would have with the Joshua fight, which is just still
Bro,
hilarious.
I'm
10
not
10
gonna
million should
say,
be the limit, honestly. 10
but
million, you could live off that for the rest of your life.
I
If
don't
you're
think there
fit.
should
It's
be a
true.
limit.
Like,
First of all, you have to pay taxes, but like I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
but how much
it'd
taxes?
be.
I mean, you
You
get
wouldn't
like,
be. I don't think any of us would be saying this if we were in their positions being a boxer. Like, if
yeah,
someone's
everyone
gonna
wants
say they
more
give me
money.
30,
Everyone
like,
wants more money, yeah. But
no,
and
we're
still,
that's what
talking
I'm
about
saying.
it
Like,
from
if
it's
I
the
was
fans'
Jeff
point of
Bezos,
view.
I wouldn't want to not make more money either. But he shouldn't have as much money as he has. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
I wonder if like it all comes down to like who.
But you see, with Jeff Bezos and businessmen, they work hard for their money. Not that boxers don't, but like people
Works
like
hard? No,
Spence
his ideas
cherry
are creating
picking.
the money. He's not doing anything.
Okay.
And he was created by the CIA, so it's not even like he had no government intervention. All right, the dude has ties to the government. He's protected by it. That's all these big businesses, man.
Every major
It's
U.S.
not the same with
company that
Musk.
has over like 500
Yeah.
employees probably has ties to the
There's no
intelligence
real-
sector, so that's not
This
really.
isn't about economics. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting if a boxer eventually, like, I think Canelo could be in position to do this, like own all the revenue streams. Like he owned like a network, he would own like the promotion. He would have like, I guess, subsidiary agreements with the venues.
Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think the fighters should have a union?
All 100%.
Fuck no. That would be awful. Like,
think it'd be
imagine
really hard
like
to implement
collective
that
bargaining
globally.
disputes.
Okay.
The
Why
idea-
do
about the fighters?
why hold
Let's
on,
talk
hold
about
on.
fighters like
Why
Mikey Garcia
do
when
the-
he was at top rank.
But why do other sports leagues get to have a union and boxing doesn't?
Because they're all unified.
It's,
Boxing
it's a
isn't.
different layout. The sport is first of all, it's not a team sport, so it's not a different. It's a different dynamic.
But okay,
they work.
But what if you look at as these promotions as they do have their own fight roster, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that each of them would have a salary cap, like to give them like a number that would be manageable for
They
them
don't
to
get
operate
salary.
But that's the thing, though. It's like, but the other leagues do though. The MLB gets TV contracts.
They have like
the NFL gets TV contract. The PBC gets hold on. Let me finish. The PBC gets contracts also. Top Rank gets a contract also from television. They get television deals, but they're falling behind other major sports.
Well,
And
one
they're
contract isn't equal to another, though.
Huh?
Contract that doesn't really mean much. Contracts.
We know why they're
contracts
falling behind other
contracts are the law, though.
It's the same reason Trump's not
but
president
what's
anymore.
in the contract?
The same reason Trump's not president anymore.
You're legally binded to it, though.
You have lawyers in it. Remember, you have representation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What does that have to do with unions?
Well, union to labor organize, to organize labor, to discuss contracts. That's what they're there for.
Yeah, but you can do
With
that
a
on
union,
an individual.
you represent the company represents. I mean, the people who work for the company represent the
union represent the workers.
Represented by
There's a difference between workers and management.
I think it would be pretty obviously worse for each individual fighter to have a union because, like Virtuoso was saying,
the one thing. Yeah. The one thing I didn't get to mention is there is a lot of self-interest involved, but if people actually discuss having a stable economy, you'd have to be you have to pretty much get together and try to decide what you guys have to settle on what to get paid, in order for it to be fair across the board. Because boxing used to have a middle class until I don't know, in the last 20 years when boxing got really smaller in terms of how many fighters get to be showcased on pay-per-view. It's only made for a select few, but everywhere else it's you're kind of living off of peanuts. So
I think that was closer to 60 years ago when that ended. I think the TV era kind of stopped the middle class fighter. Because back then there were small venues like Cincinnati and whatever, and people would go sell out those arenas, and there would be local fighters, and they'd be able to make a decent living every year. You can't do that anymore because all the money is in TV deals, and no one wants to do a local venue promotion. Actually, I think Matchroom and Golden Boy are the only two people who do that anymore.
Tell me, guys, do you guys know of any small venues in the States? Because in the UK, there's a venue in in East London called York Hall, and I'm telling you, I've been there a few times, bro. For a small venue, it's such a great place.
Yeah, the UK still has more of that culture around.
Cities, there's venues in all cities, like New York. I'm sure there's one. I'm sure there's a whole bunch in California as well, especially with the American community. There's some in Chicago, but yeah.
I mean, the one in London, I don't travel all over the UK, but the one in London, it's literally popping. It's a fun night out on a Friday or Saturday, and it's only $40.
The benefit
and I normally go there if one of my friends is fighting. I don't go there otherwise. But it was really cool when I went there, 4 or 5 times I've been.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, you cheering your buddy on, especially if they win too. It's a great night,
Yeah.
Oh man, benefit for the UK, right? I mean, it's the size of one state, but there's 60 million people there. The population distribution of the US, it kind of screws over people because it's only the metropolitan areas that have a boxing, because there is no boxing in the red states, the Midwest basically is gone now. I mean, there's still a boxing spirit there, but like the suburbs, there's no boxing there for real. I mean, there is, but it's mainly like fitness and stuff. It kind of sucks, man. It really does.
If I can add to that, I would say boxing is still rather niche here in the United States. So like I would say the average person doesn't really know many boxers outside like the big dudes. If you're like also if like you're Hispanic or black, it's easier to find. Like you can find like I know some places where I can go. I live in a city, so I can go and watch like Mexican boxing. But like unless you're like plugged into boxing, you're not going to be able to find that.
Exactly. And what you just said, right? Since it's in the cities, what do we know about cities and their demographics, right? It's mainly, well, there's a larger portion of black, Hispanic, like non-white people. So that's why in the US there's so few white people, because you basically have like a majority of the white population in like the country and suburbs where there's no boxing there. So that people make fun of like white American boxers, and like there's no like representation there. All the great white boxers are now in like Eastern Europe. It's mainly because of that, because the boxing culture in America, which is niche already, and it's basically locked in metropolitan areas, the cities. So,
right.
Would you say that the boxing culture would be like mainly rooted like in the working class background?
Urban, yeah, lower class.
Lower class, bro.
There is some middle class in there, but it's mainly.
But it's really blue collar.
Yeah,
it's blue collar. It's fully blue collar. You don't have to be
working class,
a dirtbag, but
in urban
you
specifically.
You ain't gonna be a rich guy, making 100K a year or something doing boxing as well. If you're educated, you won't go into boxing. I'm just saying, if you're educated, you wouldn't go into boxing. Like I don't know what it's like for you.
Listen, right? The reason why like MMA, there's a lot more white people in there than like boxing. You wanna know why? Like specifically Americans, like white Americans. It's because college wrestling, you can go there through college, right? That's higher education. You see those people, and then they move to MMA. That's why you have like a lot of college athletes in MMA.
There's no more boxing programs in school here.
Yeah, there is no college boxing.
Used to be.
I don't know about America, but in the UK, when you do physical education, PE or gym, whatever, right, class, you don't do boxing. Boxing's not an option here. But there would be.
Not here either. Or at least for where I went to school.
Yeah, there's no boxing here. There's no way that anybody would allow that. Americans are very fearful people.
Well, also, like, what's the chances of you getting shot at your UK boxing gym? Because
Nah, to be honest,
no, they get stabbed over there, bro.
Yeah.
They do fucking sword fights with machetes and shit, bro.
Yeah. So those type of people, they'd be like affiliated in gangs and affiliated in selling drugs.
Yeah, but just to compare, like the murder clearance rate in the US on average is around 60%. I think it's like 90 in the UK. So I'll just kind of leave it at that.
What murder rate?
Yeah, you can the murder clearance rate, like the amount of murders that get solved, is 60%. It's really bad in some cities, like Baltimore, it's 20%, which means you're 5 times more likely to get away with murder than you are to get caught.
Chicago's pretty bad too. Oakland, California is really bad as well.
So that's just a PSA. If you want to go, kill someone, you can go to Chicago or Baltimore, and you'll more than likely get away with it statistically.
Yeah, because they don't care about
fucking bombed out, man.
Shit.
They're bombed out, and they got like shit libs controlling the whole damn place.
But yeah, I think that's a big reason why people don't box, because if you want to learn like legitimately how to box, not just some bullshit fitness class, you usually have to go to a bad part of town.
True.
In the UK, if somebody's involved in boxing, trust me, they're probably not involved in the streets as much. Because I'm sure like it's the same in every gym, this particular thing, but people who go to boxing, the first thing they learn is discipline, bro. To just go one day is one thing, but to go regularly, it gives you a discipline. It gives you like a reason not to be on the streets. So I don't think anyone who goes boxing
towards boxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Boxing is my
agree. Like
sanctuary.
most of the guys are, like really stand-up guys. They're very disciplined. They're very humble. They're not looking to bully people with their craft. But I'm just saying that like it's a big turnoff for people. If you have to worry about your car getting jacked in a parking lot or whatever. So I think that's a big reason why people don't go box or learn box. It's just not mainstream because it's not something that you would be able to seek out the most.
Yeah.
It's expensive. It's expensive, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you want like a one-on-one trainer, dude, you're probably gonna have to pay like $300-$400 a month for like a legit person. Like boxing is expensive.
Yeah,
Depends where. I found a trainer once, like who trained a lot of good amateurs. It was like charged $50, $100, but depends.
What it is, I think if you want one-on-one time with the coaches, then you're gonna have to pay a lot. But if you want to just join a class and follow the circuit trainings they do and then a bit of sparring and running, then I don't think it's that expensive. That's why people choose it.
Yeah, you can here in the States, or at least where I'm from, you can find usually city rec centers will have some sort of boxing program or something like that. That's taught by some guy who went to the Golden Gloves or something like that. So you can find it.
Man, we don't have that today.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
We don't have that in the Bay Area, man.
Oh, well, I live in Texas, man. So we got Mexicans out the wazoo, bro. So every Mexican in boxes.
Man, I'm going to Texas then.
They got a bunch of play boxing gyms too. They just like teach classes and shit. No real sparring or whatever.
Yeah, we were talking about that fitness shit. That fitness shit costs more than the actual boxing classes. And boxing classes are harder, bro.
Yeah.
I done both. I quit trying to do boxing now, but a while ago when I was in the amateur program, it was nice. It was fun. There's a brotherhood and a camaraderie and
most definitely.
Yeah, that's the one thing I miss about boxing. Doing it, that is the rivalries and also the having fun and talking shit about the fights over the weekend and shit. And you'll be shocked. Most of the good boxers that I watch, they don't even watch boxing themselves.
Yeah, nah, for real. That's like, it's hard to find dudes in the gym who actually watch boxing. Like, do you watch boxing? They're like, no, I just do this, for a living. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. They know the big guys usually, though. Like, they know like a Wilder, Fury, the big pay-per-views, like a Floyd, obviously. And
yeah, but even like the top boxers, like people like Charlo or Andre or whatever, maybe not Canelo or the really smart ones, but like they're not really educated in boxing. Like Mike Tyson was fully like into boxing, man. He could reel off names that I don't even know myself, and he was a big fan.
Charlo and Andre aren't smart.
No, when it comes to boxing, when it comes to like fighters, they just think they can beat anyone. They know more about themselves. I think they're a bit. So basically, the top boxers have to be a bit like egotistical and believe in themselves more than anything. But like Charlo, I remember he at the press conference after what fight did Canelo have? You know the press conference that Andre crashed.
Yeah.
Oh
He
yeah.
said, "Who have you
horrible
fought?"
fighter. Yeah.
He said to Charlo, "Who have you fought?" And I was thinking to myself, "Who have you fought? What the fuck?"
That's a T pedal calling the pot black.
Bro, hold
I
on.
get
Can
it.
we talk about that though? Can we talk about that? Because Andre did say, who did Rocky Fielding fight? Who did Anthony Yildirim fight? He ain't say, who did you fight to Canelo? If you go back.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, which, like...
Rocky Fielding got knocked out in one round against Callum Smith, so I'm not worried about Rocky Fielding.
Yeah, but like...
Bro, Callum Smith and him were like rivals coming up in the UK,
No
They're
Canelo
both from
slander
Liverpool.
allowed. No Canelo slander allowed. Please, guys, please.
Canelo is definitely... You can't put him anywhere... Like, honestly, for me to respect anyone's pound-for-pound list or anything, you can't have him any lower than 2, in my opinion. So Canelo's a great fighter. Great fighter.
I
great fighter.
agree.
But
Canelo Broad's fight.
I have him.
But
I have him.
but
as
yeah,
my
Canelo,
number one.
He a hell of a fighter. He a hell of a fighter.
Sorry, I had to just ref on that.
Hey, he's also to lose, man.
I beat him in 2013.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though. Like, I don't think that Canelo ducked Andre. That's not my opinion. But at the same time, I will say, for all the people saying Andre didn't deserve a fight, who did he fight, yada yada yada. It's like, who is willing to fight him? Seriously, like, he's calling out all these guys, sending contracts to guys, and they don't want to fight him. Like, I definitely agree that Andre needs a guy before that Canelo. You feel me, Step? But you know, at the same,
I'm not gonna.
Guys, I actually beat the shit out of Andre when he was doing his usual bathroom sleeping duties, and they, pizza parlor in Providence. So I want that work. I'm just shitting on Andre.
I didn't get
that joke. I mean, yeah, Andre is like, he definitely does have like I'm not gonna critique his personality. That's him. But I don't know, man. I want to see him get a shot while he still has good years left.
If he gives up his belt for that Johnny Beck guy, I don't see him as any different to Charlo. I don't see him any different. If he gives up his belt,
I think he should fight Zanzibar, but at the same time, is he going to get any credit for fighting Zanzibar?
No, but
I'll give him credit.
Yeah, actually, probably. At least he's fighting someone different promotion.
We'll give him credit.
Casuals will never give no credit to anyone if they don't know who the fighter is. So
honestly, I feel like Andre is not popular amongst hardcore fans. So, like, it's probably still worth it for him to fight. At least get the hardcore market down first, you know.
Andre is a steroid cheat. He called Victor Conte his guru.
Okay.
His dreadlocks are definitely not regulation size. So I'll agree with that.
Is it the same person who said no Canelo slander? Because hey, bro, like, I'm gonna be real, like, yeah, we could speculate on Andre being a drug cheat and everything, but we could speculate on Canelo being a drug cheat too. So let's.
He was cleared.
No,
hold on.
Every fighter's on it.
He was cleared, but he had 6-month ban.
Listen, even in the USA,
he wasn't cleared.
Listen, even in the USA,
levels were too high to be in meat.
Even in the USA, if you look at your chicken, look how big it is. That's because they put injections in it to make it bigger to sell more product. And
if I take a test right now, I will not test positive. If I take a test right now, I will not test positive.
Have any of you seen that interview with Juan Francisco Estrada, where they asked him, like, so you eat Mexican beef primarily? How come you've never failed? And he's like, I eat it, I don't inject it.
Bro, like, look, I'm not slandering Canelo. I don't even like to get into all that because, yes, there is a very good chance that all these fighters are on some shit. I'm not gonna lie, but we have to be real. Like, we can speculate all we want. You feel me? Canelo actually, you feel me? He failed the test.
No, he didn't. He was cleared. The same people that cleared Muhammad Ali.
He had a 6-month suspension, meaning he failed the test.
The levels in his system are way too high to be consumed by meat.
The same people who cleared Muhammad Ali cleared Canelo.
Bro,
honestly,
Canelo, if he was cleared,
can we be a boxing?
If Canelo was cleared, he wouldn't serve a ban, would he? Why would you ban somebody?
Bro, can you be a boxing fan and not a Canelo fan for a second and just listen to us, bro?
Canelo took a lie detector test. Even the police won't take lie detector tests.
Oh my god, bro! Hey, dude, I can't even see. No, I can't even see your face on the screen. I know you got some white shit on the side of your lips, bro. Get his nuts out his mouth. Come on now.
So now you're homophobic.
Bro.
No, matter of fact, no, I'm not homophobic. I'm not. I'm just saying though, bro. Like, come on now.
You don't have to suck dick just because you're gay. You know that, right?
Accurate, right?
Like, there are other ways to do it.
Listen, I'm fanboy phobic. I don't like fanboys.
Lie detector test.
I don't either, bro. And it's like, you hopped on here right away and was like, "Oh, no Canelo slander." Yada yada yada. It's like, bro, I just said
no Canelo slander allowed. Enough is enough.
Canelo lost both Golovkin fights.
Real talk.
Drug test.
One of the YouTube channels I love to follow is Hatman Boxing, and one of the things he says is no boxer is below praise, and no boxer is above criticism. Canelo is not above criticism. We're not here to shit on Canelo. We're just here to give fair opinions about him. Like, if we want to say shit about Canelo, why don't we just
say he popped dirty? He popped dirty.
Canelo beat Gennady Golovkin both fights. Even though I like Golovkin, let's just be real. A lot of people
lost that first fight, bro.
You don't like Golovkin.
Nah. I'll agree with the second fight. I'll agree with the second fight, but not the first fight.
Too.
Nah.
And Lara.
Canelo beat Laura. Canelo beat Triple G. He beat all of them.
No, he
People
didn't.
never give him credit.
Right, bro. Stop right, bro.
Listen, sparring rumors say Canelo beat up Jesus in the gym.
Oh, I
And
swear
he
to
knocked
God,
out
bro.
Kovalev. It wasn't fixed.
You can't diss Errol Spence. You can't diss Deontay Wilder. You can't diss Canelo in any way. No type of criticism. Other fanboys are just on you, bro. Can you be a boxing fan and not a Canelo fan? Please.
Yeah, just for a minute, bro.
All right.
Yeah, sure. I'm a boxing fan and hate Canelo. So there you go.
You're not a boxing fan. You're a Canelo
No,
hater.
you're just a fucking troll, is what you are, bro. So get out of here.
All I said was facts. That you little haters will go
No,
yap.
no.
You're not haters. I
You're
just said
Canalita. You're Canalita, man.
You just no.
You're Canalita.
He won both those fights, but when you want somebody to lose, you're gonna see something that you didn't. He won. He beat Laura too. He knocked out Kovalev. And what did you little haters do? Oh, it's fixed.
Why are you putting us in that group? What? I
I'm
gave
the
it credit for the Kovalev win.
Who the fuck likes
He can't knock people out at 154, yet he has got power at 168. Come on.
Canelo is the best boxer in the world, and I think it's part.
Yo. Laura had a good performance against Paul Williams, man.
He's a drug cheat.
Laura had one good fight against Paul Williams.
Hey, BDA, it was all
Laura
going
also had a good fight against
Who the
fucking.
fuck is any of these people?
What's that guy? On Google, Laura was a good fight too.
Did he leave? Did the Canelo person leave?
No, I'm right here.
No.
Bro, all right, I'm going to be real with you, dude. We have not said anything that hates on Canelo. We have not said he's a horrible fighter. We have not said he's ducking this person. We haven't said he's ducking that person. We're just literally calling him out for failing a drug test. And you're over here calling us a hater. We didn't even mention any of those fights that you said before. You were the person who brought that up. You literally were just like, right away you jumped to the Triple G fight. He beat Triple G. He beat Laura. Yada. Like, bro, you literally sound like a stereotypical Canelo fanboy. Like, literally. There's no you sound like a Canelo fanboy, and I think everyone.
He's a dick rider.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. He has his nuts all up in his mouth.
No.
Dude, that fucking term is
Just
so
be real. You would
overused,
let Canelo fuck you, wouldn't you?
Dude, that fucking term is so fucking overused. As soon as anybody says anything against you, like, oh, you're a fucking fanboy. Like, just say facts or opinions.
Okay.
That fucking fanboy shit is old.
Let's talk about what a fanboy is. Let's talk about what a fanboy is. What's your definition of a fanboy then? Let's talk about it then.
People who buy people's t-shirts. He bought t-shirts online. He supported the
I got a
cause.
Sugar Ray Robinson t-shirt though. Make me a Sugar Ray Robinson fanboy.
My definition of a fanboy is fanboys bring up shit you didn't even talk about yourself.
Exactly.
Just to defend
Please.
Nobody here is gonna do. Nobody here is gonna say.
I've heard you guys say. They're gonna bring up dumb shit.
No, all I did
like a quiet little hillbilly.
All I did was say
that term,
facts.
they use that term fanboy like they use that. Everybody gets called up. Yo, let me speak, yo. I'm just saying, I don't even know who said it. I'm just saying that term fanboy gets overused and as an art, like it's an argument, but it's not. It's like when everybody calls everybody a fucking bum. I'm like, these are not bums.
All right.
Not everybody's a bum.
All right, bro.
That's
change
but
the
in this
subject
case,
again.
it's justified.
It's justified in this case because this guy is just saying we're not allowed to criticize anyone. What do you mean we're not allowed to criticize?
I didn't say
Okay,
that.
Hold on. This guy said like one thing. Can we just move on from the subject? Like, can we pick a new topic of discussion?
Yeah, let's talk about
I submit to the panel. I submit to the panel. Like, what do you think is the most washed up fight that can be made right now? Like the most fucking ridiculous. I mean, we already saw Ortiz, Charles Martin, so
Wilder
like the theme of the year.
Well, we already saw Ortiz and Guerrero, so.
Fucking Ortiz, Guerrero, bro! Oh my god! Oh,
hey, Michael Jordan, like, isn't Holyfield and Jordan supposed to happen? Holyfield's paying Michael Jordan like $15 million or something.
No way, bro!
Like, for real, man. I think that's funny as hell. I think
No,
that's
but seriously, the dude who called me a fanboy and all that, you need to apologize.
Bro, get off it, bro. We're on to the next topic.
Get out here. Apologize.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. One of the things I saw when I requested to join this Discord server is like the content in here, blah blah blah, is not safe for work, and that if you get offended easily, don't join. So I don't know.
Apologize.
Tell me, was it the same for you guys, or did I only get that notification?
I got it too.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I've been here for a minute now.
Because if you got offended by me, bro, I'm sorry you joined the Discord service then.
Oh, you're the one who called me a fanboy?
Yeah,
We kind of, a lot of us did, bro.
A lot of us did, but
Who called me a
didn't
fanboy?
do it.
Hold on. Who called me a fanboy?
I think I did first.
Who? Hold on. Speak one by one.
I did.
All right.
I did
as
Take
well.
that back.
No.
Never.
Are you,
What are you in elementary school? Like,
Bro,
Do something about you. Do nothing, kid. You do nothing.
Bro, are you really hurt
I
by
want to
that?
apologize for absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nobody.
Apologize, bro.
Is he trolling? I think he's trolling, bro. Why am I taking this seriously, bro?
I'm gonna be real.
sorry.
Guys, come on. This guy has changed his like avatar 4 times in the same chat. What he's trolling?
I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, bro.
I'm
not gonna
I love you, little bro. Little bro, I love you, man.
Bro,
I'm sorry,
these Wilder
man.
fans, these Spence fans, these
Don't
Canelo
worry.
fans, they get like this, bro.
So
you
you
gotta
guys
get back to the wash fighter.
No, bro, all fanboys get like this. You could
Exactly.
diss Lomachenko right now, and you'll get homosexuals coming out saying apologize.
So you're not gonna admit you're not gonna admit
Loma slander, all right, man. No.
so you're not gonna admit the first Fury fight was iffy? The first Fury Deontay Wilder fight wasn't iffy?
No.
I'm not, bro. We're not even gonna get into that, bro. We've had, bro, the boxing world has talked about the boxing world has talked about that for like 2 years now, bro. There's been argument over this shit for 2 years. I'm tired of this shit, bro.
You can use Canelo, but don't talk about Fury Wilder. Change the subject. Come on, let's move on. Ooh, that's a little iffy to me.
Oh, bro. Okay, bro. Look, at the end of the day, it's like this. It's like this. Even if Fury did cheat, which I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he did. I have no opinion on it. And we were criticizing Fury when the show first came on. So at the end of the day, Canelo has proof that he cheated. Canelo proof.
No,
that
he was
failed the
cleared.
test.
He was cleared.
Fury, he had a 6-month ban, bro. Do you not remember Triple G fighting Vanes Martirosyan instead of Canelo? Do you not remember that?
Let's just all accept that Canelo's the best boxer in the world, pound for pound boxer. Some people are not gonna like it, some will, but you just have to.
Bro, look, I agree with you. Bro. I agree with you. Canelo's up there. It's Canelo or Crawford to me. It's one of those two. I agree with you.
I put Usyk number 2.
So levels of computer that was in his system.
Sometimes
It's way too high to be
guys, but what about Canelo's hair, though?
I'm gonna be real.
Can we talk about that?
No, guys.
I mean, I think his haircut needs to change. It's been the same shit for like 8 years now.
I'm not gonna lie, you have no business diving into these kind of chats if you're not just a boxing fan, dude. You're like
the truth.
And what about his beard? His beard was too long in the Triple G fight.
Can I give you guys the truth about Usyk and Anthony Joshua? It was rigged because Usyk's name is pronounced.
God.
Listen, bro.
Listen.
Listen. Usyk's name is pronounced Usyk, and what is happening right now? The pandemic. They're trying to subliminally program you to believe that you're sick.
Get your flat earth
Yep. It's all the same. They're trying to change
Usyk. Television broadcasting, casting a spell. Broadcasting.
Hey, bro. Dude. I'm a friend request you, and one of these days, me and you, we're gonna have a Discord chat and put it on YouTube. We're gonna have because I fuck with you, bro. You're funny.
Listen,
You're
bro.
funny.
It's the subliminal message to put into the subconscious mind. You know they're trying to spread fear already. You sick. What are they trying to push the jab?
What are you talking about?
That fight was rigged. I'm not saying it was rigged like Anthony Joshua knew it. It was rigged by the archons.
So you're
the demons that controls this oracle, and they want it.
We are conspiracy theorists.
Usyk.
Zodiac signs too.
The drug test he actually did. There's actually proof of him doing that. Yet this isn't a conspiracy of what you're stating.
Usyk beats Anthony Joshua. They're gonna be putting Usyk in the TV because they want you to get the jab. This is all a ritual spell.
Wait,
A
jab. Like
listen.
A jab.
What
I
was
want to
the last
give BDA's
guys,
channel. flag, but you know what I mean.
Just to change the subject, guys. What weight class are you guys excited about for 2022?
122. Stephen Fulton, MJ. I want to see that on the screen.
Yeah.
175.
I don't know.
I just want to see Cambosis and Loma. I can't.
Yeah.
147, Jerron Ennis.
35 and heavyweight. That's really all I care about at this point.
Super
Fuck
middle.
it.
35 is a stacked weight
I mean-
class. Yeah, I'll give you that.
So, do
But
you
who
guys
can beat
light
Who can beat Loma? Who can beat Loma though? Yeah.
I don't know.
Really, if
I don't know.
all of them fight each other,
I can. I think
there's
Tank
no
maybe
good chance.
Cambosis
Who can
defeats
beat
Loma.
Loma?
I think Tank has the best chance.
No
I
shot.
don't know, man. I don't know about
He got beat by
He
fucking
almost got
little
knocked out by
guy.
Gamboa, man.
Yeah, I
Come
know,
on
but
now.
like, you think Devin Haney has a better chance than him?
I'm gonna piss you guys off and say Ryan
If he
Garcia.
could run the whole time, maybe.
I'm gonna be real
I
with
can
y'all.
see. I can see why you said that.
On Ryan, man.
I'm gonna be so real with y'all. I'm going to be so real with y'all about Ryan Garcia. And y'all can record this, anything. I'd say this to his face. I think I can whoop that kid's ass, bro. He leaves his chin straight up in the air. He has no head movement, very slow feet. He doesn't know how to cut out the ring. He has a very good left hook. Very good. He's powerful. Slow feet.
And
He
he's
has
a weight
quick hands, yeah.
bully.
At one point, bro, I'm trying to tell you, it won't even be at this top level probably. He's gonna get knocked out.
Loma. I could whoop Loma, and I'll tell it to his face too.
Wait, how big are you, Geek?
I weigh
No,
one.
if I were fighting, I'd probably fight at 130, 135, around there.
Oh yeah, I could whoop
I'm
you.
like, I'm 5'11", I'm walking around at like 146.
Oh yeah, you're a little guy.
You're thin, man.
Yeah, bro, I'm thin, but also, bro, I'm 22, bro. Like, I don't even know if I'm fully done growing yet. Who knows?
I'm 21, and I'm like 6'3". I'm like Usyk size, man.
What's up, bro?
220. That's crazy.
The bigger they are, the bigger they drop.
I don't
Not
get
all
that.
the time.
Okay, but no, on a serious note about Ryan Garcia, like, I don't think he's not that top level. I don't think so. I mean,
He's overrated.
rated him pretty high.
Ryan's low, right?
I just don't know how I feel about Ryan because like he hasn't freaking fought in forever and he keeps dropping these fights. Like I just don't know if his heart's in it. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't he
Like, I
drop a
think he might
fight?
have the
because he
skill.
Depression
feared
is
fucking
hard
hell
on a
for
fighter.
shit?
Think about it. I mean,
Well,
it
he got
almost
fat.
gets Fury away. I mean, depression is hard, man, on a fighter, man. Think about it.
I just don't like.
outside
I'm
of
not
anything.
sleeping on the whole depression things. I know it hits people, but it's just like, man, I just don't know if is he being truthful. You know what I'm saying? Or I kind of feel like after he got dropped, he kind of had like a oh shit moment. It's like,
And he
do I-
has all them kids.
And like, look, Luke Campbell's a good fighter, but he got dropped by Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell's not a puncher, you know, and Luke Campbell still has a very amateur style. Like I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but it's the
Ryan
way you
Garcia,
connected, though.
in my opinion, by the end of the year, maybe early next year, I think Ryan Garcia will be undisputed.
Interesting.
How much money you want to put on
I
that?
wouldn't doubt it.
Listen,
How much money you want to put on that? I'm trying to get rich.
personally,
That'd be hilarious.
personally, let me tell you this.
What do you want to put on that?
I rate
Wait,
Devin
who's trying to bet me?
Me, Geek.
Yeah, well, I'll bet more than you can afford, so I don't think we should.
We can throw whatever you want on it, bro.
I'm willing to agree with that if Garcia's heart's in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Garcia
if
will
he's got his
be
heart in it.
undisputed. I'm gonna give you the path, all right? I think Loma is gonna beat Cambosis. I think he's gonna beat Haney, and then I think Ryan's gonna knock him the fuck out.
You think he's gonna knock out Loma?
Yep.
Ooh.
I think
If he does that, I would be proud of him. I will stand up and I'd be proud of him.
Ryan Garcia don't even got the foot. Like, do you not see how slow his feet are? How is he gonna keep up with Loma?
Listen.
Okay. So let me ask you this, dude. Let me ask you this: how quick are Salido's feet?
That was how many years ago?
Bro,
I didn't know he had
Salido has a different style and he has a beard.
Right.
Oh my god, you guys are morons.
This is a completely different Loma now.
No. Hold on. Okay,
Yo,
this is the.
You guys
the
didn't
same
even watch the
dude,
fucking
same
fight.
dude.
Is Ryan
The
gonna hit
same-
Loma 37 times?
The same dude who lost to Teofimo Lopez in a humiliating decision. He
Bro,
was
but
out.
Tino will spark Ryan Garcia out, bro.
Yeah, I take Teofimo Lopez as a serious boxer. I don't take Ryan Garcia as a serious boxer.
Teofimo Lopez, are we talking about the dude who lost to Cambusi?
Bro, and I think Bussy can beat Garcia too.
So Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. Does that mean Mike Tyson ain't shit?
Don't get heated up, man. He's
Bro,
strong.
Mike Tyson's overrated.
You guys are
Mike
dumb.
Tyson's
I mean, Anthony
overrated.
Joshua lost to Ruiz. I mean,
Where
come
the
on,
fuck
what
is
does
the
that guy
actual
got?
BDA panel?
Yeah, I'm not an AJ fan. I'm not an AJ fan. I'm a Deontay Wilder fan.
That guy lost to a fat ass. I mean, what has he done?
I'm a Fred
Yeah.
Fulton fan.
Hey, Canelo, Canelo. What's your opinion on Ryan Garcia, Canelo? Where's the Canelo dude at?
He just got him.
Hello, who's Canelo?
You Canelo.
Payday. No, my name is the Fighter Spirit 47.
No, your name is
Oh, is this a
Canelo.
crackhead? Is this a
Your name
crazy
is
crackhead?
Canelo.
Yeah, he's a crackhead, man.
Well, I think you
MMA.
call you Canelo for the
MMA.
stream.
Wait, whoa. Did you say I'm a crackhead?
No,
MMA,
no,
watch your
no.
tone.
Other guy.
MMA, watch your tone, buddy. Watch your tone.
Nah, I'm not watching nothing, pussy.
Watch your tone, MMA. I know
Hey,
people.
y'all really got to start arguing over the internet.
I know people in the
Hey,
UK.
but you notice how whenever I bring up a fighter who's on the coincidental list, these guys want to derail the topic, man. You guys notice that?
I really wanna say something about Ryan Garcia. I think Ryan Garcia will beat Devin Haney, in my opinion. So why doesn't he just go? So why doesn't he just go and beat his ass? Because he's not a real fighter, man. He's just a fucking
to me, Devin Haney
Instagram.
and to me the top dogs of the division, Tank, Devin, Ryan, and Loma. That's who I think of the top four in that order.
I think Frank Martin would be Garcia, bro.
I think. Listen, behind Loma, I think Lopez will beat everybody. Obviously, he'll.
Bro, how
he'll
are we saying behind Loma when he beat Loma?
Yeah, but the rounds he lost really.
He has to beat Asthma first.
Bro, because Teofimo Lopez, Teofimo, he outboxed Loma. Loma
No,
didn't
he
want to
didn't.
attack.
He didn't do anything. He didn't
Loma
do anything
didn't
for
want
the
to
first
attack because
5 rounds.
Tio was taking away all his weapons.
No, he just didn't throw anything.
I don't know, like
No,
Tio
Tio made him not throw.
Tio is moving up in weight. Tio is moving up in weight. He shouldn't be in these discussions anymore.
Bro, you guys, this is what you don't understand. Tio made him not throw us. Like
No, he
sometimes
didn't. His
when I
shoulder
give
did.
people
Are you fucking retarded,
real
dude?
quick. Hold on.
What happened to the
What happened from round 6 to 11? What happened from round 6 to 11 then? What did Loma change?
Sometimes
let him finish.
You guys don't understand the spiritual, almost psychological side of boxing, where you can give a certain facial expression to these boxers.
I don't know.
No. Hold on, bro. Stop cutting me off. But I'm saying is sometimes when you give a certain facial expression, these dudes they can't throw punches, man. Like it just something in their brain goes off. Like to me, that's why Tio he got inside Loma's head and he was making him not throw punches.
The female blew a kiss to Loma. That's why he stopped fucking punching him. Right?
No. Well, I'm saying he got inside Loma's head, man.
You guys don't know shit about. You guys don't know shit. I missed the old panel. I'm leaving.
What do you mean he's
I'm just gonna give an analogy, an opinion, guys. But let me give you an example. Mayweather Maidana #1, right? Was it not competitive?
Yeah, it was competitive.
I thought Madonna won 10-2. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Whatever.
Mayweather
If you think Floyd won or lost, that's a different point of view. It's a competitive fight. We can agree on that, right?
Floyd won that fight like 9-3, 10 rounds to 2.
No shot.
Okay.
Dog. No
Whatever.
shot.
Let him have it, bro. Let him have it. I just want to make a point of an analogy, right? But it came to the second fight, and it was a totally different fight. Mayweather easily won the second fight,
No, that's
right?
because they changed the referee. That's what happened.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed to use his same strategy.
Okay, what about?
I mean, there was a point in the
other
fight where
rematch?
Madonna just got close to Floyd, and he said, "Don't hit Floyd, back up." Just got close to him.
Stop hitting him. That's what he said.
So, is everyone in the? Does anyone in this chat think that Ryan Garcia is a top 135 pounder?
No.
Yeah,
I need to see more from him. I need to see more from
Who in this chat thinks he's the best?
No, not the best.
I need to see more from him.
I'm the best.
No one believes it. They're trolling if they say he is the best.
Saying who's okay? No. Here's the thing: Ryan Garcia is good, but when he come up against a black fighter, that's when he's really gonna get put down.
Yeah, that BBC gonna knock him out, huh?
Why?
Nah, bro. Listen,
I'm gonna be real.
listen.
I'm gonna be real.
Hold on, real quick. Let me clarify because I'm not talking about my Aki. He's out there doing work. He's telling people like it's not just any black fighter, right? Like Canelo, he want to pretend to be fighting black fighters, but he needs to fight undefeated black American fighters who listen to hip hop music if he wants to prove himself to be the best.
What the hell is this guy talking about?
Yeah, and they gotta come from the
He's
industry,
trolling, bro.
He's trolling.
Somebody else change the subject. He's trolling, bro.
He's trolling. Hey, so what do we think about
That's what I'm saying because if you take out any of these certain aspects, right? You take out the fact they listen to hip hop, well, there's a good chance that they don't have rhythm. You take out the fact they're American, they're going to be stiff. That's why Richard Gomez
does it 140. How do you think Tio does it 140, bro?
That's why Anthony Jones,
funny,
that's
old
why
dog.
these guys don't get the credit. Because these guys, they don't listen to hip hop. And
Bro,
they
Richard
don't,
Gomez can dance, bro. Have you seen him? Bro, early in Richard Gomez's career, he was hitting that shit on his way to the ring.
But let me ask you this. Can he make it rain?
He can make it rain more than anyone in this chat.
Man,
actually, let me
ask you this. Did Lil Baby walk Richard Comey out to his fight?
Bro, what are you talking about, bro?
Okay, next question.
Oh, boy.
Bro, okay, so what about Tio at 140 pounds? How do we think he fares at 140 pounds?
Undisputed. The takeover, baby.
Okay, but question...
He'll do good.
Even if we take out Josh Taylor, there's some killers at 140.
Okay, let me tell you this. Tiafimo, he a good little fighter. He'll probably do all right until, Tank or Haney moves up. And that's when, his ass is in trouble.
I'm going to be real. Tank and Haney would all struggle with a lot of guys at 140, bro. Like, because even if you don't count Taylor, there's a lot of killers at
Regis Prograis, I agree.
Regis Prograis.
I'm telling you right now, Tank is gonna get knocked spark out if he fights anyone with a name and a punch.
Yeah.
No, he won't.
Except for Ryan Garcia.
I want to see Tank versus Regis Prograis. To me, that's the fight that'll prove a lot.
Why not? Exactly, but Tank will never take that fight because Tank's not taking a serious fight.
He's protected.
Tank's on the witness protection list, man.
Are you the one that talks about China haters?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know you.
Yo, can I? While I have the floor, can I just make it clear that somebody earlier was being homophobic, and I feel like you should apologize too.
Who, me?
I'm sorry you like dick. Sorry, bro.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying there's
you don't like dick then.
There's some transgender women out there that are pretty.
Why are you being
Hey, so let me ask you this, bro. As a wise man once said, why are you gay?
What are you gay?
There's not any
I am not gay. But you're not gay.
I thought this chat was hilarious when Canelo started talking. This dude's even funnier.
Yeah, this
hey,
guy's
Canelo, bro, where you at, bro? You quiet, bro. We ain't talking about Canelo anymore. You quiet now. If you really want to show that you're a boxing fan, you gotta pitch in on some of these topics.
Normally a fanboy doesn't get involved in boxing topics. They just get in their boxer topics. That's it.
Exactly. That's what I want. If he wants to prove that he's not a fanboy, come on, bro.
All right, what's up?
All right.
Hey, Fight Spirit. Who do you think won between Chocolatito and Estrada in their last fight?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Of course you didn't see that. Of course.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Who cares about those midgets?
Straight up. Just straight up. If them little dudes are so good, why don't they move up and fight Stephen Fulton or Gary Russell?
Because some of them have already moved up several divisions.
Yeah, Chocolatito's what? 3 divisions?
That sounds like an excuse.
Yo,
they ate 2 Big Macs and
3
went
weight
up
classes, dude.
That sounds like an excuse, but when a black fighter goes up a weight class,
bro, why do you keep bringing up black fighters, bro? What is your obsession with black people?
L-Dog, don't mind him.
You're playing into his game, man.
I'm just saying, bro. It seems like some of you dudes have an agenda, man.
Nobody answered.
I think Ngannou KOs Fury. Straight up.
KOs him?
Yep.
Yeah, let me mute this dude.
The more I think about it, that's
You know,
I think if Ben Askren,
you think
really
his boxing's that good?
Ben Askren,
he'd be a world champion.
Even in MMA, he got knocked out in 5 seconds in his own sport. No, it's not a thing.
Here's the thing about Ngannou. He doesn't count, bro. He was born in Africa.
That means his cock is bigger,
Ngannou
right?
didn't fight. Ngannou didn't fight Ben Askren.
Bro, Ben Askren and he will be a world champion.
What are you talking about Ben Askren for?
Who brought Ben Askren and then somebody else brought up
Hold
Ngannou?
up. Shout out to the chat. We got 88 people watching. Let me just say this, man.
God.
Whenever it comes to whenever I bring up something to do with the black fighters being ducked, the white guys on the panel always try and derail the conversation by bringing up MMA.
Why do you think that is?
What are you talking about,
You
bro?
think Canelo's ducking Andre?
I talk shit about black fighters by bringing up a different black fighter. Are you saying that right now? I get that.
Bro,
you
that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
He says he's from Africa. It don't
Okay, let
count.
me ask you this. Is Ngannou signed to the PBC?
He's signed
Okay,
to
well then it doesn't count. Next
signed
question.
to AC.
Oh my god.
He's trolling. He's trolling. He's trolling, bro.
Dude, the boxing community is full of so many goddamn trolls and fanboys. It's like,
So are you
Oh,
saying
God,
Canelo's
man.
scared of black fighters?
here
Yeah.
comes Canelo again.
Okay. Here's the thing with Canelo, right? He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He lost to Floyd. Let me make that clear. He lost to Floyd, but why?
Oh, wow.
Why has
Somebody said stay on their neck, L dog.
hey, True Mullins.
You don't think Canelo lost to Laura L Dog? What's up, bro?
I feel like Canelo, he lost to Floyd. I feel like he lost to Trout, and I feel like he lost to Lara. But
Okay.
I feel like he beat Triple G in both fights.
Okay. So he beat the white guys, but lost to the black dude.
I never understood the people who thought he lost to Trout. I never understood that.
Hey, but let me say this: why is Canelo?
I didn't even think he lost to
Hold on,
Lara.
real quick. Let me ask you this: why is
I thought
Canelo?
the fight was a draw.
Hey, hold on, bro. Let me ask you this: why is Canelo going up to fight Macabuti, but he won't fight Charlo, Andrade?
Is that really gonna happen?
I just want to see him fight.
Because all right, here's the thing.
Somebody said in the chat. Somebody said on YouTube.
If he's not a
Somebody
black
on YouTube said
He's fighting him Tunu. He's fighting him Tunu at the end of the month. Macabu's fighting him Tunu at the end of the month. Yeah.
Wait,
How you
in
think?
a rematch.
How you
Hold
think he'll
on.
do against
What is
Beterbiev?
Danny Jacobs if
He's
not
gonna
a black
beat his
American fighter?
He's gonna beat Beterbiev?
Okay, but here's the thing: have you ever heard Danny
Not signed to
Jacobs?
PBC. Is that the reason why?
I think Danny.
Hold on, real quick. Have you ever seen Danny Jacobs rocking some ice, bro?
Yes.
Yeah. I have.
Okay, but was it like?
I've
was
seen
it
him
a
rocking a
chain?
canvas versus Triple G.
Was
Does
it
that
like
count?
what?
Was it a chain?
Dude, did
though?
you see Demetrius Andrade with the ice?
Okay. Why he's not signed with the PBC, so he doesn't count.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
He's signed to Al Heyman though. He's just his
it's
rival.
funny.
That counts.
It's funny. It's funny.
about
Danny
Terence Crawford,
Jacobs,
bro?
right, left the PBC and made his biggest payday with Backroom.
Wait. Oh
when
yeah,
he
he
fought
was on the
Canelo.
PBC. So he was.
Yeah.
He
Hey,
was.
bruh,
Y'all
bruh.
remember?
No,
So
he left
fought-
the PBC, which means he had to revoke his black card.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
that makes sense. So what about Terrence Crawford?
Wait, so Caleb Plant has a black card because he's with PBC?
Yes, I will agree to that.
Nah, he lost
He
to
does.
Canelo. If he beat Canelo, we'll be talking about it, but
Canelo's the face of boxing. Accept it.
that's the thing. Like, when it comes to
Oh, the
Canelo...
Canelo fans back. Oh, you got your voice.
No, listen,
He's the voice of boxing fighters and competing with drugs.
You back, bro. We
Wilder
missed
is
you.
the king of the LDBC.
Let me
He's not on
keep
PBC.
it 100. Basically,
Dude, you can hop on 78 Sports Chat TV's thing, bro, or Blue Blood,
Hey,
or somebody.
hold on, bro. Stop shouting out other channels, bro. Be respectful. What I'm saying is, when it comes to guys
you need
like,
to be on their channels.
to Lomachenko, when it comes to Usyk, Fury, these guys are good fighters, but they have asterisks next to their resumes.
How so?
They didn't beat a black guy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the curly hair validates everyone, huh?
Usyk beat Michael Hunter. Fury beat Wilder.
Let's be real, man. Michael Hunter, does he listen to hip hop?
How's Taylor beat
Yes!
Hogan?
I know he's a vegetarian.
I hip hop, but it don't stop your back.
I think he literally came out to hip hop when he
Okay,
fought.
but is he PBC?
I think he's fought on a card, actually.
He's fought on a couple PBC cards.
Okay. Is he LDBC endorsed?
Probably.
So
Why don't you go on an LDBC channel, bro?
No, he needs to go on fucking porn.
He's done an interview with Fred from Barbershop Conversation.
That's what he needs
guys,
to do.
you know what? This is my theory, yeah?
I like that L-Dog is putting out
Hey, L-Dog,
for black fighters.
For me to you, Canelo's the best boxer in the world. Accept it.
Okay, but when's he gonna fight a black fighter?
The trolls! Hey, everyone be quiet.
Bro, both of them are trolling.
Like, to me, Canelo is number one on the NBF list.
I will stop Canelo in 1 round.
Canelo,
you're huge though. What?
Canelo, you gonna take that?
I will
You don't
stop
wanna talk
Canelo.
about that?
I will knock him Spark
If it was-
the fuck
if
out
it-
within
If
15
it wasn't
seconds.
for Canelo, all the YouTube channels will have nothing to talk about.
That's a lie.
The motivated.
What about how he's
But is it
corrupt?
true?
How he's the most
Is it
corrupt
true
boxer
that?
ever?
Is it true that
That's
he's
a
rumored
lie,
to fight
dude.
Charlo
That's a
though?
lie. If Canelo wasn't around, we'd just move to Loma or Usyk.
It wouldn't be the same, trust me, because Mexicans are the majority in the whole country.
I like talking about the fighting aspect of boxing, not all this political bullshit. You know,
I ain't gonna lie,
I like talking about boxing.
It's not
guys,
political bullshit. It's just facts. It's
Hey,
the
I have
number
a
one
theory.
Hold up.
I have a theory,
Let's be real
guys.
here, though. Let's be real
These
here.
guys-
Motivated McGregor KOs all of them. Straight up.
What?
Motivated McGregor KOs all of them. Let's be real here, all right?
All right. Let's stop the trolling, guys. Please, let's stop. Let's stop the trolling. Let's talk about. Let's take off fanboyism. So that includes Canelo's name and Wilder's name and whatever. Take their names out of our mouths and let's just talk about a boxing weight class that's going to be interesting. Because I'm looking forward to seeing what develops in the one light heavyweight division. To be honest with you.
But
Is that what
my thing with the light heavyweight division is Bob Arum already said that he doesn't want to make the Bivol versus Archer Better Be a fight because Bivol's a boring fighter, even though that's the most impactful weight. That's the most impactful fight in that weight class.
Yeah, two Russians
fighting Russia. That would be
Well, Zurdo versus Bivol, that's a good fight. I'll be excited for
That is a good fight. That's definitely a good fight.
Well.
No, fellas.
Zurdo the Bivol killer.
Fellas, this guy just said that I was talking political bullshit. What do you mean political bullshit? I was just speaking facts. Without Canelo, there wouldn't be boxing.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Bro,
here
we go again.
For like an hour, bro.
I'm just saying. My bad. Go ahead.
I beg you, if you can prove you're not a fanboy of Canelo, talk about any other fighter other than Canelo for at least half an hour.
I'm gonna start making
Canelo
t-shirts that says-
We don't
I'm gonna
talk
start
about
making
Canelo.
t-shirts that says no Canelo, no fanboys.
Nah, because we still have Wilder fanboys. We still have Spence fanboys. We still have Crawford fanboys. We still have Loma fanboys. We'd have a lot.
Yeah,
Spence,
still have a lot.
Wilder,
Others
Porter, Terrence Crawford, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, all these people, they're nobodies. Canelo is the face of boxing, and this is his
All
era.
right, cool story, bro.
Let me ask you guys a question. Since this is open
No
boxing,
boxing, payday.
let me ask you this. I want you guys to predict all of the top five's next fight at lightweight. Let's do it. Let's see like who can these guys fight next in your opinion? Like for me, I think Loma Kambosos, I think Haney moves up, I think Tank fights a bum, and I think Ryan fights Jojo Diaz.
Tank needs that rematch.
Why would Haney move up?
I don't think Haney's gonna move up right now, bro. Not right now.
I think
when you look at the 140 pound crop of fighters, dude, like not only do we have some skillful dudes up there, but the size and power difference between those two weight classes is a lot, dude. There is some hitters at 140. He'll what?
He'll duck them.
Who, Haney? That's a good amount of the class. Like, bro, not even naming Josh Taylor, dude. These are just names off top that are going to be contending for world titles at 140. You got Montana Love, you got Brandon Lee, you got Arnold Barbosa, you got Regis Prograis, you got Brian Norman Jr. The list is going to, I can keep going. You got Jose Cepeda. He's probably going to be next in line to get a world title.
The knockout of Vargas, man, that made me laugh
Montana
so
Love
much.
versus Teofimo Lopez.
Oh man, I love that, bro. That fight,
where'd you
bro.
find that out?
When you see Vargas coming out to a whole rap song, took him about 5 minutes to get to the ring, and he got knocked out in like within 2 minutes.
It was
That
the
made
first
me
real
fucking
punch that
laugh.
landed, dude. Freaking did
Hey,
it.
what I want to know is why is Eddie Hearn still trying to matchmake Teofimo Lopez? Like, dude, he's not your fucking fighter. You notice with Eddie Hearn, he always talks about
He's
other
trying to get
people's
Montana
fighters.
Love a fight.
No, but he's always talking about other people's fighters.
I want to know, have you ever seen the rain?
Yo, y'all think they'll make the Rolly fight with Davis now that all his shit got cleared?
Yeah, probably. There's not going to be many other places for them to go. They want to stay in house, and I'm gonna be real. They're kind of doing Rolly dirty with that. They're just giving him a paycheck and telling him, like, because what the fuck is Rolly gonna do after he gets knocked out?
They knew Rolly.
Everyone thought Cruz was gonna get knocked out, and it didn't happen. So who knows at this point?
But I'm gonna be real. Cruz, I was saying that Cruz is a better fighter than Rolly. I was saying that before the fight.
Did you think it would go the way it did though? Like the first fight?
No, I didn't. I thought Cruz was gonna get stopped late.
Most people did.
Rolly,
maybe it looks like Tank is almost like he's deteriorating as a fighter because
Man, Tank ain't fighting the best. They're not fighting each other. They're a bunch of divas. Why promote these chumps?
Yeah, I'm not sold on Davis's power. Everybody talks about how strong he is, but he can't punch. I don't think.
Tank was better
Hey,
5
wait,
years
hold
ago
on.
than he is now.
Tank is a PBC fighter though. Don't you mess with PBC fighters?
Loma and Tank are never gonna fight. Terrence and Spence never gonna fight. Stop promoting these chumps. We have to focus on the face, Canelo. So
I don't watch
Canelo
PBC fighters anymore.
I'm telling you, they're never going to fight. These chumps
Okay,
are
so
never
is
going to
Canelo
fight.
ever gonna fight Benavidez? Is Canelo ever gonna fight Benavidez?
Yes, which Eddie Reynoso already said. Please
fight at
Do you know what?
When?
Do you know what?
When?
Let's be honest about Canelo ducking Benavidez, right? I'm not gonna say he's ducking him or he isn't, right? I think stylistically that's a tougher fight for Canelo.
When you watch World Cup soccer,
when we ask like the Cash King of boxing right now, who deserves an opportunity? What has Benavidez done lately? What has he done?
Dude, at the end of the day, he's still, bro, he's the highest ranked fighter at super middleweight other than Canelo right now. And let's not act like, look, Durrell is no bum. He's not like an elite opponent, but he's no bum.
Canelo beats him.
Canelo didn't run through him.
Canelo fights him right now. I think Canelo beats him.
What is it?
Canelo's gonna need a ladder to
It doesn't
fight
do
him,
anything
man.
for his legacy. Everyone will just say, "Oh, Benavidez didn't fight anybody. He didn't have a belt." He's
Canelo
too
needs a
young or some
ladder.
bullshit like that.
Look. Canelo would not be allowed to be a WBC champion, let alone undisputed, if this guy did his job. He missed weight for one fight, and then he tested positive for weed. Was it weed? Was it?
Okay.
It was coke.
Okay.
It was coke.
Don't blame the ganja. Don't blame the guy. It was cocaine.
Canelo.
Nah,
And also,
it was a recreational drug.
manager Samson Lukowicz didn't want him to fight Caleb Plant, so he didn't get to unify. So there's that.
Lukowicz, his people are fucking dumb. 1 minute they say we want to fight this guy, and then the next minute they're like, nah, we need to let it marinate. They're talking shit. Nah, but as a management, I hate listening to most managers. Like,
they're terrible.
Yeah, most managers, I don't. I remember.
They have the fighters' interest now.
It's pointless to hype up Tank though. He's so hyped up when he's not even fighting close to the best fighters. Why is he so hyped up?
You know what's crazy? We're actually talking about Canelo right now, and you brought up Tank. I'm proud of you.
I had to mention it because Canelo's the only one who's fighting.
Okay, but also at the same time, I do agree Canelo's doing some great things, but Canelo isn't really like Canelo hasn't fought the guys we really want him to fight right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, majority of the boxing fans want him to fight Benavidez, Charlo, or Andre.
as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna give him a pass because I just wanted to see Undisputed. I just want all these fighters to go for Undisputed. And
me too.
Shout out to Canelo. Big respect to him because we ain't hating on him for fighting 4 times in 1 calendar year.
Absolutely not.
Thank God he fights that much, dude.
Bro, what would we have done that last year if he didn't fight so much, man?
Exactly, dude. If you were under the age of 26, you should be fighting like 4 times, 5 times a year, in my opinion.
Yeah, barring injuries. Not barring injuries, not barring like COVID illness. Yeah, you should fight regularly, bro. And this guy, all these other fucking middleweights and super middleweights been sitting on their hands, doing nothing the whole year.
You know why?
And once or twice. Why?
Because Canelo's the #1 most marketable athlete in the planet. Out of all the athletes in this planet, billions of people.
Bro. All right,
it's a fact.
Canelo is a lottery ticket.
Accept it. Look it up. It's a fact.
Bro,
yes,
don't
I know.
like I'm disagreeing.
With you.
Why are you talking so aggressively
when I'm
to us,
explaining
bro?
it, you want to cut me off because it pisses you off.
We were getting on you earlier. Yeah, we were getting on you earlier because
the descendants of Native Americans to the majority of the country.
Bro, this dude is actually like mentally ill. He's like terminal.
Oh, here we go. The China hater coming out of him. Relax, buddy. Take it easy, buddy.
Xenophile, dude. You love China. What's wrong with you?
Take it easy, buddy. The China hater coming out. Don't make him a virus. Don't make it a virus and blame it on Mexico now. Relax. Just take it easy. I was just speaking facts.
Hey, one thing I will say is this. I agree that all these fighters who want Canelo need to be fighting each other. Like, to me, it makes no sense that Charlo and Benavidez aren't fighting because they're both under PBC. And honestly, the winner of that fight, there would be a huge demand for Canelo to fight the winner. So I don't see why they're not fighting each other.
Who do you have winning that fight?
They're too scared to lose.
Who do you have winning that fight, guys?
I see flaws in both Charlo and Benavidez that both of them can exploit.
I'm talking about them fighting each other, not Canelo. Who do you see?
Yeah, no, I know. I said, yeah. I don't know. To me, it's 50-50 because I see flaws in both of them that they can both exploit. Like, I think that Benavidez's volume could give Charlo problems, but at the same time, I don't like the high guard defensive style that Benavidez has because he leaves his body way open and he doesn't really show consistent head movement. So I think that straight right can be a problem. But I don't know. It's a 50-50 fight.
Charles a little chinny, right?
I wouldn't say he's chinny, but like, he gets rattled. He gets rattled. Like, you look at that Montiel fight he had every time Montiel was letting his hands go, Charlo was a little rattled. He wasn't like stumbled or anything, but he stopped his output of offense in that fight.
I don't know anything about that Montiel, but I used to watch Fernando Montiel. They're related somehow. I think he's his uncle. You know the guy who Nonito Denier knocked out in the second round when Denier became super famous after that fight.
That was years.
Does anybody know? That was years and years ago.
That was years ago, bro. I was a little ass kid.
Yeah. I only know that Montiel. I don't know this Montiel, so I can't say he's chinny because I don't know nothing about that guy. But
Montiel can punch. Montiel can punch, but that's about it.
As far as I can see, and I've watched Jamal fight, I don't think he's chinny. He hasn't shown to be chinny.
I think he has a solid chin, but he definitely, like, when a fighter is taking off on him and showing good volume of punches, he does get rattled. He stops his offense all to begin with. And another thing I don't like is at times I can see him load up on that right hand too much. Like, if he hurts a fighter early in the fight with that right hand, like y'all remember the Adams fight, the Brandon Adams fight? He hurt Brandon Adams in like the second or third round with the right hand. Adams got stumbled, and then for the rest of the fight, he was loading up on that right hand, looking for that right hand, showing it, and that's how Adams was able to go the distance. Charlo can't do these kind of things against Benavidez. But at the same time, I can name a lot of flaws with Benavidez as well. But either way, I think that both of them kind of need that fight to propel them. Charlo needs to fight Benavidez or he needs to fight Andre. One of the two.
Hey, tell me, Brandon.
Yo, guys, I'm gonna have to end the show now. But if you want to keep listening, they're still talking on Discord, so just go join the Discord, and you'll be able to join the discussion. All right, guys. Have a good night. Take care.